massive victory points is UT Austin.
They're finally able to take control of the center. But
Nikhil, this moment's going to be very important. When TAMU peeks the corner, UT Austin will have one shot, one chance to scare him off.
one
Here
opportunity.
it goes. He missed the
He
first, he misses the
start.
second,
Oh,
and now
there's
he's
a
at half
level
health.
up.
Misses the third. Texas A&M
Can he hit the fourth?
is now at level 8, now at level 9, gets a kill, now at level 10.
136 to 27. TAMU taking control again of the central point. That hero is just staying there, just being like a little tank for TAMU over here. And now they're UT Austin is just trying to
The level lead surely is too large now as Blue Standard 3 gets into a skirmish. Red Standard 3.
they need to pick off one of the robots here.
Red Standard for UT Austin, perhaps jammed, not firing any projectiles, has the gold, has the virtually purchased ones.
But is unable to use any
Hero
rounds.
projectiles coming across.
Red
University
Standard
of Texas at Austin trying to catch back up, but against the level 10 Standard, not many teams do well versus that level 10 TAMU Standard.
They're just one more destruction away from victory. TAMU, will they be able to destroy the Red Standard?
Blue Hero 1 notably is still at level 1. The hero for UT Austin continuing to fire these 42mm projectiles, but just missing, preventing him from leveling up and gaining that much needed XP.
There we go, 2 points away from victory. And that is a blue win.
Round 1 will go the way of Texas A&M. Lots of cheers in chats. Good job, Texas A&M. All right, so this is the TAMU I thought we would see starting day 1. 2 functional bots, the hero and the standard, launching projectiles, 1,000 damage dealt, only 2 enemy kills. So a low kill game.
Low kill game.
A fairly low damage game as well. The early 2 minutes were very tentative from both sides.
They were.
I think that's the right call for UT Austin. You really need to be careful about giving Texas A&M level leads on their standard. That one hero shot for UT I thought was going to turn things around, but as soon as A&M was able to get that kill, jumped up 3 levels to level 5, and they were able to hold on to the lead from that point on.
Yeah, but looking at UT Austin here, they had 34 42mm round projectiles fired, which is really cool. But you know, their what's it called? Their accuracy was just not there.
Yeah, those 42s are a lot more difficult to land. Well, I mean, frankly, you're just not firing as many of them.
Yeah.
Right, the accuracy percentage per projectile might still be about the same, but per gold is really tough.
Of course.
Texas A&M did have some electrical issues yesterday. Some of the members over on the ref desk noting an interesting smell today. No visible smoke. We are being very, very safe. We've got battery boxes and fire extinguishers, but A&M did have an electrical issue with what they like to call the puff of death. A little tiny puff of smoke that will come out of like an ESC or something, indicating that electrical component is toast.
Unfortunate.
UT Austin looked really good, but then halfway through the match, their standard was no longer able to fire.
Yeah.
And that turned it into a 2v1. And frankly, Texas A&M, if their bots are functional, are not going to lose a 2v1.
They're not.
They are a top 4 team pretty consistently.
That makes sense. But
chat, let me hear what you think. Can TAMU clutch it up? Tell me a position. Where do you think A&M finishes the year? Assuming, I mean, you don't even have a guess. You don't have to assume they make it out of groups. Where do you think they finish? You think they're top 4 for the 5th year in a row? You think they win it all? Do you think they're 5, 6, 7, 8? Do you think they get stuck in groups?
Personally, I feel like if they don't have a sentry, as we talked about, if they don't have the sentry working, I'd say 5th place at best.
So you're saying if UW doesn't have a sentry, they get 1st, and if TAMU doesn't have a sentry, they get 5th?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Z-Dag says number 1 all the way. So
okay.
There's people with your same mentality.
Same mentality.
In the house.
It works out. It works out.
No. I'm just giving you a hard time. I appreciate your support for your team. I'm honestly, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked that Texas A&M has these 2 functional bots. It's Blue Standard 3, Blue Hero 1, looking good in round 1. No notes, right? Both were firing.
They worked well. They worked well. I mean, UT Austin. I mean, they weren't firing at the end there. I think that's what they're testing. As you can see, they have the T-shirt or whatever sweatshirt out, just testing to see if their standard is firing. In the top left, you can see that. Your screen.
Chat. Red team has called a technical timeout. So that is UT Austin with a technical timeout. Understandably so. They need to win this round if they want to have an impact on the bracket.
That is true.
Colonel John in chat saying A&M wins it all in a comeback fashion. So inspiring, they'll make a movie about it someday.
I think, I support it. I support it.
They're actually making a documentary about Rebel Masters North America this year. There's an amateur documentary crew here. You might see them around the venue producing a film about RMNA, which I think is just wonderful.
And this would be a crazy story to tell if TAMU, wins it all by the end.
Yeah, and Roy, 17mm jams can be quite brutal. I've found them to be a lot more fixable than 42s.
Really?
Like, yeah, A&M struggled my first year, and my second year we figured out 17mm projectile agitation, and we really haven't had, knock on wood, but we really haven't had 17mm jam since.
Okay.
42mm are a different story. Last year, if you remember, the Texas A&M hero running into the walls of the base trying to unjam. Now we get a close look at our bots from UT Austin.
We have that red standard right there, but it seems like the technical timeout is for their. Oh, I think they're just refilling their hero over here.
Whatever TLC this bot needs, they should take during this technical timeout. The hero, definitely the main character of University of Texas at Austin.
They just need those shots to hit. They're able to consistently launch projectiles, but it just seems like they just need a little bit of more accuracy.
Yep. Honorary shouting out in chat, there will be a RoboMasters Technical Conference, RMTC, this year.
Okay.
Where we will be covering topics helpful to incoming or growing teams.
One
of those will be 42mm projectile ball path planning and agitation. So
I'm excited.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Whoop! We're upside down. We're flipped. There we go. I think the gimbal died on us. It'll do that after too long.
All right, UT Austin versus TAMU, round 2. It could go either way at this point. If they're able to get their standard and hero to work properly, UT Austin could take it.
3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots. UT Austin in the red, Texas A&M in the blue.
A little bit faster start for UT Austin here. TAMU just kind of control the center.
Look at this early trade, but all the projectiles in the hopper of UT Austin
there
standard.
Was some shot. It's going in the way of red team right now.
They did leave some gold for their hero to purchase. This red team in a 2v1. Level 2 coming across for both standards at the same time. The hero shot from Texas A&M going wide. Red standard 3 from UT Austin now in a 1v1 versus this standard. Versus the hero from Texas A&M. They get it down to half health. UT.
And they finish it.
Chunks it down half. Levels up to level 3. TAMU's hero shot goes wide.
They're playing a lot more aggressive this time, just trying to take control of
Texas A&M
first.
is back at the center. 3v now the blue standard 3 versus red hero 1. This is the matchup I've had in mind for this round.
UT Austin cannot die here. They cannot just let a destruction in their way.
Yeah, they really needed to land one of these projectiles, as now red standard 3 comes back in, forcing them back off. 28-16 is the victory points. That's really deep for the standard from Texas. UT Austin, goodness, having Texas in both of them is tough. Red standard 3 in that choke point we mentioned. He's being body blocked. He can't get back to his base. Doesn't have a lot of projectiles. Doesn't have any projectiles. Is in a tough spot. Can he get support from the hero? This red hero with the only hope. Needs to run.
Standard needs to run away. They cannot afford a destruction here.
Escorting the president. Body blocked again into the other wall, but he makes it back. The death does not come across.
Whew. I'm sweating a little
36-30, UT Austin trailing by 5 points or less. Texas A&M having a tough time with their RFID readers, not taking advantage until now of the victory point zone. 26 projectiles in the hopper of UT Austin's hero. Need to see those launched. Need to see a couple of these hit. That's a lot of gold. There we go. Firing one across.
But will it hit, though? UT Austin is...
UT Austin's hero now under fire from the blue standard from Texas A&M.
Half
98 health remaining. 88, 78.
80
They'll
health.
make it back.
This red standard really needs to focus
man.
on destroying that blue standard.
This red standard likes going really far on the other side of the map, level 3 to level 6.
Hopefully, while this blue standard is distracted, the red hero can try to get a shot off.
UT Austin, this is their chance. They're 2v1. No projectiles in the hopper of the standard. I think they should have backed. They should have kept the same backing. They bump into their own bot. 24 shots remaining. They missed that one. UT Austin, this is a good chance to level up their hero. They miss another. That spin from
UT Austin needs to get out of there. But blue standard is trying to follow them back into their base.
The passive XP and the XP from shots fired and damage done is enough for Texas A&M. Now level 8, the standard is becoming scarier and scarier. Strong level advantage for Texas A&M as they compete. Blue standard 3 versus red standard 3.
Red infantry slowly losing damage, slowly losing the firefight.
A golf ball hero shot hits from Texas A&M's hero. A return fire from UT Austin. Both heroes landing shots and leveling up.
Going back to retreat.
Yeah, UT Austin's doing a really, really good job with their game sense this time, making sure they make it back to base and don't die.
Infantry still does not have any ammunition. There we go.
23 hero projectiles. This is the moment. Oh, no.
Oh!
UT Austin has to retreat immediately as they take a hero shot. Getting chased down by the blue standard. Texas A&M going really deep, but the level advantage is just so strong they don't have to be scared. They know they'll win the skirmish.
Red standard is trying to take the firefight with
Red standard 3's catching back up. Can he finish it off? He needs to finish the kill.
Yes.
First blood. 5 minutes into the game, first blood comes across. UT Austin 74 to 115. They need to just stay engaged. This hero has to help take down the standard from Texas A&M. 23 shots remaining. It should be plenty. No one's in the capture point.
Red hero cannot get destroyed at this point.
At this point, UT Austin needs kills. They cannot win based off of victory points from the center. They need to take down opponent
They need to be aggressive, and I think they're trying to be. They know that too.
Yeah, red standard 3 in a 1v2. 28 seconds left to play.
Red hero needs to come in here and help out that standard.
Yeah,
at least take a few shots.
He's got so many projectiles, I don't know what's happening. Flying across. UT's hero still level 1. This is tough. UT's standard zooming back 129 to 83.
8 seconds left. This seems to be a TAMU.
This will be round 2 for Texas A&M University.
Wow. That was a close match. At least it was a very close match.
That was a very close match. You can see some members from Texas A&M about to do a cheer there. The roaming cam was on it for a second, but we've missed it. It's all right. It's going. They're cheering. They're doing their yell, John. Don't worry. Texas A&M does win 2-0. Notably, Nikhil, they did not win with 200 victory points.
They did not.
If there's a tie with this year, as the roaming cam is close, we're now on the sandwiches. We're cooking, chat. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
If there's a tie in points from victories, it will move directly to total points gained by the team. A&M, very short of 200 victory points in that round, will make that tiebreaker interesting. That'll be a toughie.
It'll be a very close tiebreaker. But wow. We really saw an updated defense on both of their UT Austin. Updated defense, updated strategy. That's what I meant to say. There's an updated strategy for UT Austin. They were much more aggressive this time around because they knew that they needed to win those fights. But at the same time, they were able to retreat together. They were able to attack together as a team versus just taking 1v1s by themselves, which I felt like, you know, there was good communication there. There was really good communication there.
That was a really fun round. Round 2 particularly to watch. The University of Texas excelled at playing the slow game.
Yes.
Right? All day today we've seen kind of a slow start and then a pounce. I think this was the first round where it stayed slow, but at like a high level of action. It was a consistent but high level of action the entire round.
Exactly. They kept on taking a little bit of firefights, like, you know, together. And then it wasn't really, we couldn't really tell who was going to win because at the end there, we got the red team got the destruction, not blue team, but blue team still won. So you can tell like it was a much more of a slower game.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, basically what happened was UT was fighting from the corner of their base.
Yes.
A&M was fighting from that capture point, and they kind of got locked in that long-range engagement for the duration of the match.
And I agree with you when you said that the hero would basically turn the tides of this entire like match.
Yeah.
Because if those heroes just hit just a little bit,
so many UT hero projectiles so close.
So close.
They did a great job. UT now walking past the commentator desk. Congratulations, guys. Those were really well played matches. The hero looked great, was firing lots of projectiles, but Texas A&M's Beyblade, their spin to win was enough.
It was enough.
So taking a look at the bracket now, it is win-win tie loss for Montreal Polystar, win-win loss for U of A, and win tie win for Texas Aimbots.
Yes.
So now it will be Texas Aimbots versus, not right now, but in this
soon.
group, we'll have Texas A&M versus the University of Alberta. If Texas A&M wins, they'll get out of groups.
They will get out of, yeah.
They will actually get out of groups in the number 1 seed spot.
Yeah.
If the U of A wins, though, they will be locked for getting out, and it will be a tiebreaker between Polystar and Texas A&M University going to the total number of points gained. I wonder if Shar or a ref or someone just slowly over the next couple hours can cook what happens with the tiebreaker for points gained with A&M having a forfeit. Does that count as 200 points gained? That's an interesting question that looks like it's like a 60% chance in my mind of being a necessary kind of contention point.
I think so. Or else it just the math just does not make sense. Or they would have to.
The math's got a math. I don't know. Do they get 100 points? They get 200 points? I don't know.
Maybe 100 points is like generous.
You can check on Robomaster.live. It's another place that we're streaming.
Oh,
the
wow.
DJI official Robomaster.live, robomaster.com.live. Or /live, excuse me, will have the ongoing stats. It'll be in Chinese. You'll have to navigate the map or navigate the site, excuse me, and then get to English. But let's talk about the schedule.
Let's talk about the schedule. So next up, we have PSU, which is Penn State University, versus NYU, New York University. And yeah, so for that, that's a Group A match. And both of these teams, I think they're at 3 losses each. Or as a tie, I think.
Penn State and NYU, neither one of these teams will be making it out of groups today. I believe this is now, PSU and NYU at the bottom of their brackets. But this will be a neat opportunity. I expect us to see something similar to what we just saw.
Yeah,
teams with equal levels of functionality battling it out.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting. I feel like any type of game where the opponents are like equivalently matched, it's very nice to watch.
I think that's one of the advantages of this game style and the map that we have this year. VT versus CU was an awesome match to watch.
Yes.
But also, so was like University of Texas versus University of British Columbia. Also, so was, I mean, there were so many today. U of M, University of Minnesota versus Georgia Tech was super good.
Yeah.
UCSD versus UW was quite fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, so many of them. Most of them have just been really, really engaging matches because of how well the game sets up for equally leveled teams to have different strategy avenues.
And I think it also helps that we've been doing this like game style, or at least like we've been playing for a while, so like the seedings are pretty well like established, right? Because we can kind of tell how like the teams will do. So splitting like the top 4 into like the different groups and then like choosing that way, I think also makes a much better like interesting watch.
Agreed. So after NYU PSU, we'll have VT versus Purdue. That shouldn't really have a large impact on the bracket.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be great.
I just like seeing that VT Sentry. Very cool.
Agreed. After that will be NUS versus SFU. Both of them, I believe, locked to make it out of groups already. This will just be a seeding round and also kind of a preview for a round we will probably see later in the bracket.
And after that, we have UW versus RHIT, which is also just another seeding round.
In between those, we'll have the final Texas A&M Group D match versus University of Alberta, which I believe... Yep. Okay, so I think the last match to decide groups will be TAMU versus UAlberta. I believe all the other groups are now cemented. They're now playing for seeding, playing for experience, for pride. Venny would like cubes. Yeah. Oh, you guys would like your cubes. Let me manage that prediction. Thank you for the reminder.
Ooh.
I have now completed the prediction. There you go. Texas A&M versus University of Texas did go the direction of TAMU.
Yeah.
All right, chat. Taking a peek around. The next robots are already at the field.
We're on red side here, which is supposed to be PSU. Oh, wait, no. NYU over here. My bad. That is ultraviolet. Say hi to the camera, everybody. Nice. We'll take a look at their robots. That's their hero. Kind of a tall hero. Not as tall as RHIT's, but it's not a competition. And then we also have their standard. I like their accents. It's like the white accents. It really, like, you know, helps with the aesthetics. Another. Yeah.
So PSU, Penn State University in the red, NYU on the blue.
You see there's like googly eyes on their standard. I don't know if it's on the hero as well, but that's nice.
This should be a hero bot with his big googly eyes we're looking at. I think the Sentry also with googly eyes, the hero with googly eyes.
Wow, that's what I call computer vision right there.
Yeah. I love that they're different sizes.
I wish they had a cam where you could just see like the the perspective of just the googly eyes. So like, oh no, we're upside down now. But that would be kind of cool, where if you could just see like the robot moving around and the eyes just like following.
Chat, you can get more cubes through this next prediction. Who do you think is going to take the round, PSU or NYU? NYU's had some struggles this year. Getting confirmation from the referees, the forfeit does give the opponent all 200 victory points. So if it comes down to a tie between Texas A&M and Poly Montreal, it will be total points difference that we look at.
Yeah, both teams are getting onto the field now. I think both of them only have, they're only fielding 2 bots, if I'm not wrong.
That would make sense. Blue team NYU getting a look at their bots right now. These bots are hopefully very functional today. This would be a good round for them. NYU had some struggles with inspection and some base level bot functionality earlier in the day. These final rounds are really important for these teams. They've put so much time and effort in all year. Everyone, myself included, the other team included, you know, even though you might want to beat your opponent, you want to beat them at their best. You want their robots to be functioning.
Oh, I was wrong. It seems that red team PSU has a sentry as well. I think it's a top-down sentry.
Yeah, it looks like a top-fed sentry. The hopper for all 3 of their bots, I believe, on the top side of their robots.
Yeah.
Probably not the hero.
Not the hero. The hero looks to be bottom-fed.
And it's a large white cylindrical hopper. Very cool design. Some zip ties helping with some rigidity.
You need zip ties. I feel like it's a necessary.
They're golden zip ties.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
You know, like
they're cool.
Yeah, they've got some cool color.
It adds agility or whatever. Rigidity. That's what I was trying to say.
MJ 2754 PSC's logo is fire. Yeah,
yes.
It's a really cool logo.
I believe that's their school logo as well. It's the cougar.
I think it's a robotic cougar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is their team-specific version of their school logo. Getting a look at their Sentry now. You can see the CV computer, probably that big block of green on the side. Most likely some kind of Jetson or other small but powerful processing unit for the frames of the computer vision system.
I'm wondering what that little white piece underneath their barrel is.
Probably a camera.
Okay.
I assume that the white that you're seeing is just shielding 3D printed plastic.
Makes sense.
You can see most of their 3D printed parts are in that same white plastic color.
Very cool. Well, well, well. As we wait for this teams, there's 10 more seconds left in the, what's it called? Setup time.
All right, all teams have exited the field. Penn State University versus New York University.
It looks like all of the robots are kind of working, so I'm excited to see.
It's like chat voting in favor of Penn State.
All right. Chat is all or nothing on
4,
these.
3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots.
There you
NYU
go.
in the blue, getting out of base very quickly, but only the
Stop it.
hero purchasing projectiles. In contrast, only the standard purchasing projectiles for PSU. PSU with an early capture of the capture point, chewing through the health of NYU's standard. Leveling up to level 2, PSU early lead.
There we go. Guess you put a little bit of pressure on NYU, and they're backing up, probably to get projectiles, or not.
Yeah, it's a tough look early. This first minute, a little rough for NYU. The hero with all the projectiles not moving. The standard with no projectiles moving pretty well. Penn State University, their standard looking clean. Their hero, probably not functional firing wise, so it's smart to invest all of their gold into that standard.
Yeah. It looks like PSU is just going to sit on the central point and just keep on getting more just farming points at this right now. So if there's 2 robots in the center point, it's going to be 2 points per second, if I'm not wrong.
Nope.
It's
One
still
point
1
per
point
second
per second.
for as long as your team owns the point.
I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as your team owns the point, it's first come, first serve. So even if NYU entered the zone as well, PSU would continue earning 1 point per second.
Until there's more blue robots?
It is not a majority. It's a first come, first serve.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So
Okay.
NYU's whole team could be in there as
But
long as one PSU bot has still been in the zone. As now we are in the cockpit of NYU as they're taken out of 4 and taken out by PSU's standard.
Oh.
Now level 3.
That gives 20 extra VP to PSU. Now they're at 125 to 0.
Uh-oh, blue standard 3 making a bold choice to make a play for the central point.
But if they lose, but they don't have projectiles, so they cannot have a fight at this point.
Very true. Penn State now in that choke point at the ramp.
I think NYU's trying to get onto the other ramp, or NYU's in the.
Oh, I almost made it up.
Almost. I think they're trying to test to see if they
There
can
we
get
go.
onto the ramp.
NYU up on the ramp. Hopefully they knew that this was the red side ramp.
I
Coming
think
back
they
down.
figured it out now.
Could just be limit testing.
Probably. 170 points to PSU to 0 with NYU. They need one more destruction here to take the round.
Penn State University, dominant performance, dominant win, 184-0 currently.
There we go.
NYU retreating with their standard, and it will be Penn State University
With a red
round
victory.
1.
Well, okay. So what we saw there was, I think. So we did see a destruction. So I think Penn State University's standard was working pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the numbers, they made the math easy for me. They've got about 35% accuracy from their standard,
Yeah.
which is fairly good. Anything really above 20% for a standard in RoboMasters is quite good. Anything above 50% is just crazy.
Yes, but that is also considering that NYU was not Beyblading.
Yep.
So they were not Beyblading, but yeah, that's still a really good accuracy.
Good accuracy from PSU's standard. NYU had nice movement. They weren't Beyblading, but their standard was moving very smoothly. Obviously very drivable even at those low levels, so they've got good power management.
And they're able to get up the ramp as well.
They were at extremely low levels. I believe that was a level 1 standard that made it up the ramp for NYU.
Yeah, which is really cool. We don't really see that often.
All right, as we get ready for round 2, chat wants to know from Group C who is moving forward. So remember, you can go to challenge to check for yourself, but it will be NUS versus SFU moving forward from Group C. Chat, I'm going to throw some of y'all to ads right now. If you don't want to go to ads, use your Twitch Prime sub or a Tier 1 Prime sub. You also get custom emotes like Nathaniel's face or my face or Char's face or Yibo's face, and also some Robomaster R's as well. It's a lot of fun. See y'all in a second. All right, chat, looking at these PSU bots, the standard did really well. The hero was not able to fire, but
I think they knew that. They didn't buy any projectiles.
Exactly. I think that was a known issue probably going in.
Yeah. So
we've said a couple times that, you know, if your sentry doesn't do anything, maybe just don't field it.
Yes.
That's not super true for like heroes and stuff.
Yeah, you need 2 robots.
You need 2 robots, and also there's a bluff factor, especially with the hero.
Yeah.
Like if I drive up with a hero at you,
you're scared.
You're scared, and like even if I can launch projectiles, you might just not see it because it's 1 projectile every like 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, true.
And if I miss, which is very, very common.
Yes.
Accuracy percentages with hero on robots is very low.
Very low.
So if I'm missing for the first minute or 2 of me standing there, you don't know if I'm even launching projectiles at you or not.
True.
You're too occupied. You're not sitting there watching my speed monitor module to see if I'm launching. So.
And also just a good defensive strategy. It's good to keep, 1 robot on point at all times, as you said, just to keep control of it. And it'll just be there to, help for retreats as well.
Very true. Penn State 1, New York University 0. Now looking at those NYU bots, they're focusing on their hero.
I think they're trying to make that hero fire projectiles.
Me too. They're running. They will use their technical timeout. Again, neither of these teams going to make it out of groups. So it is the most logical thing to do to use all projectiles. All
technical timeouts.
Chat, continuing to build the suspense, build the anticipation for this TAMU UAlberta game. Ties is point difference sum. So, for example, in the game we just watched, it was 200-0, so the point difference is 200. But in the UT Texas A&M game, A&M had like 160 points. UT had like 80. So the point difference that TAMU will gain from that game
80.
is only 80 points.
Okay. I see. So that's going to be much.
Yeah, UT's games were not in vain. They are having an effect on the bracket. UAlberta versus Texas A&M will be very, very important. Even if Texas A&M loses, how many points they lose by is going to play into effect with that tiebreaker against Poly Montreal.
True. So basically what the difference in points, it just helps you. So if you're destroying the other opponent, it's weighted a little bit higher than if it's a closer match.
Yeah.
So if it's like 200-0, it's more valuable than if it's a 200 to 180.
Yes, yeah. That win is more valuable. Correct.
Win is more valuable.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Those fast VT wins are very important, especially if it comes down to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it is something to consider, right, when you're talking about teams like VT and when you're thinking about teams like UW, right? Typically not a concern, but some teams in those higher positions like to use it as field practice time, allow their opponent to also do some stuff. It will reduce that point difference overall.
True.
Like I said, typically not. I don't think VT or UW is worrying about a tie to get out of groups.
Yeah.
And obviously they won't play with their food once we get into knockouts. There's not going to be a lot of food left when we get into knockouts, frankly.
Does everything reset once we get into knockouts, or do these points also come with the teams?
So knockouts are their own bracket, and there also won't be ties because it's going to be best of 3.
Okay.
So you're going to have a game, and then a game, and then a game if you need it. But one team will win two rounds of the match. These best of twos is the only place where we get like true ties.
And it looks like from the ref desk, VTM issue is resolved for the team that took the timeout.
3, 2, 1.
Bring on the bots. Again, it seems that NYU did not purchase any projectiles for the infantry, and they're slowly trying to get out of...
You know what? Maybe they know the hero doesn't move. I see the gimbal moving of the hero. Maybe it's in a position such that it will fire.
Oh, it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's trying to aim at something.
Come on, NYU. Launch that cannon over the wall.
We want to see it. It's going to be like a mortar. Or if, like, in the RMUC, it's going to be like the dart.
Penn State directly on that center's control point. In the cockpit of the hero of NYU.
They're looking around.
Searching for some guidance.
Say hi to the team. Oh,
meanwhile, Blue Standard 3 is under fire from Penn State.
Blue Standard 3 is on the bumpy terrain, and I think it is just disorienting the driver a little bit.
NYU's last match of the day. Do you think they'll try the jump? I'm always just trying to goad them into it.
Yeah.
Do it! They were totally going to do it that time. Penn State gets the takedown against NYU. 20 victory points. Oh. XP as well, and now a module knocked offline.
That gives an additional 20 points to PSU. Now it's 122-0.
With a module offline, that standard, will continue to die upon respawn.
Unfortunate. That just gives more points to PSU. It seems that the blue hero is non-functional right now, or it's not moving right now, which just gives PSU. It's like a 2v0 at this point.
Oh,
is it moving? Did it move?
No, I think Red Standard 3 ricocheted a projectile, but it will be PSU taking the round, taking the match.
Congratulations, PSU. Chat has been correct all these times. For the past 2 games at least, they've been correct.
All right, chat. I'm going to throw a poll up because Nikhil believes in your wisdom.
I actually do. It's the collective wisdom of all the people watching. We want to know who wins RMNA 2025. I'll take your word for it, chat.
Whoa.
Kind of. I'll take 50% of your guys' word for it.
Oh, can I only have so many options?
You can't add more?
I can't add more. Okay, chat, listen, I can't add any more options, so if I didn't put your team on here, I apologize. I'm just putting the ones I think are going to make it. I'm doing a 5-minute duration. You can use cubes to give extra votes. But we'll keep an eye on that poll. Who do you think will win RMNA 2025? That's what I want to know.
And I'll take your word for
meanwhile, PSU 200-0, a good win against NYU. Again, their standard was functional, fired a couple projectiles, 55 projectiles fired.
It seems that they also fired one 42mm projectile, which is pretty cool.
NYU had some base level functionality. Actually a top 4 team from previous years, but with some issues now. I mean, they rolled in with robots that had very exposed wiring and components, so hopefully they're able to continue working on those bots, get them all polished up and ready for the next set of competitions that they've got rolling around.
Yeah.
But again, really impressive from all teams to just see them make it to competition with these bots. It means they've gotten past so many hurdles, the fundraising, the parts purchase, the design, the programming. Just having bots that can drive around and exist and pass the ref system checks is quite the accomplishment.
That's true. I was wondering, there's 20 damage from NYU. I was wondering where that would be from.
If you are in the venue in person, you can go on our Twitch right now and vote who you think is going to win RMNA 2025. I want to know. You could do it anonymously. I won't even know what team you're from. Right now, I've got a couple votes for VT, a couple votes for CU, 0 votes for UW. So Hot take, either none of UW's team thinks they're going to win or they're just not stream enjoyers. Either way, kind of a big L.
Please, UW. Lock in. Go get on the Twitch right now and vote for us. Or vote for whichever team you think is going to win, you know.
Couple more votes coming across from Virginia Tech. Speaking of Virginia Tech, that will be our next match, Virginia Tech versus Purdue.
Ooh.
A couple votes for RHIT rolling in.
All right.
Some more CU.
All right. So who do you think is going to win for the VT versus Purdue?
Oh, Nikhil, I think VT's going to win the whole shebang.
Yeah.
I've got them. I haven't voted yet. Can I vote in my own poll?
Sure. You know what? Why not?
Oh, I can. I've voted in my own poll.
Okay.
Right now, if you ask me today, I think Virginia Tech takes the whole cake. So no matter who you put them up against in the spreadsheet, unless they drive off the edge with both of their robots, I think they got it in the bag.
Wait, I think they get it in the bag even if when they do drive off the edge with both of their robots.
I think if they do it more than once, I think teams will catch on.
Ah, okay. Yeah. But looking.
All right. So that'll be VT Purdue, then NUS SFU. That one, I know you've been saying chat's 100% or 0% on these predictions, but SFU NUS is such a close game. There's no way that one's 0.
I'll trust chat. I feel like chat's going to be 100 and 0 on that as well.
All right.
We'll see. We'll have to see. Or at least it's going to be very close. There's going to be a very clear majority. There we go. We have one vote for UW.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There we go.
Now I'm happy.
You've made Nikhil's day.
You've made my day, guys.
Chat reminder, after these 4 matches, we will have a break and then perhaps be running Salty Sweets here, which will be grudge matches or crazy combos.
Okay.
So you could do like 3 heroes versus 3 standards. Or you could do who would be really good?
Yes.
University of British Columbia. I really want to see that hero. Plus like the standard from University of Minnesota because they've got a good standard.
Yeah.
Versus like Georgia Tech standard combined with UT Austin's hero.
Yes.
That could be a really cool. That could be a really cool battle.
Yeah. That UBC hero though, that was really good.
It's great. It's
great. Amazing.
Shot. Some cheers in the chat for the buffs. Sko buffs.
Sko buffs.
Clip it, chat. Clip it. Nikhil just said Sko buffs.
Wait, I help everybody. I'm for the people.
I don't know about that. Look, there's an awful lot of blue behind you, Mr.
Oh.
UW. Yeah.
Yeah. While we wait for the next match, what do you think is going to be the change in strategy of these top teams?
Tomorrow when we go into knockouts?
Yeah.
I
or not even tomorrow. We're going to see some of these top teams like play like soon, like NUS versus SFU.
Oh, that's true. You're right. I don't think there's going to be a huge change of strats in most of the teams.
I see.
I think most teams will try out, at least for round 1, their main strategy. If they lose, then I think they'll have to shake it up. If teams are going to shake it up, I'm convinced it will go the way that we see in most esports. So, chat, to go over kind of bracket schedule, right? The Shedge. We're currently in groups. It's best of 2s. You can't tie. It splits the points. We're going to a double knockout elimination bracket. That'll be best of 3s for the majority of the bracket. Best of 3s, very standard bracket formation. It means you have to win 2 rounds to win the match.
Is it double elimination?
It's a double elimination bracket, yes. So if you lose a match, you'll go into the loser's bracket. If you lose a second match, you will be eliminated. But if you can still win from the loser's bracket, though.
Yes. You can make a crazy comeback.
Crazy comeback possible.
Possible.
So what this will do, and what it does a lot in esports, is if you lose round 1, typically round 2, you'll play a very slow more passive style game because you want to be
defensive.
careful about throwing.
Yes.
Whereas if you win round 1, you can be a little bit crazy round 2 because like
more aggressive.
yeah, if you play a high risk, high reward strat and you lose, you still have round 3 to make sure that you go through. So, for example, if the University of Washington played against Virginia Tech and they lost round 1 by going and sending their sentry in, I think maybe round 2 they don't send their sentry in. So I expect more defensive changes to be made from the teams in lieu of like their strategy working well.
Oh yeah, or like I guess so.
How about you, Nikhil? You got any inklings on things that you might see change or be different tomorrow?
I just think it's gonna be closer to what we saw with UT Austin versus TAMU, where it's like the teams are just gonna try to control center and then just take quick fights, like very like simple fights. And then not try to like go all out. I don't know why, but I feel like a more defensive thing is going to be a little bit more, is a little bit safer, you know.
So riddle me this.
Yes.
We have yet to see many, if any, bots use the curb successfully during regulation matches. During some field calibration, I saw RHIT make it off 3 times in a row. It was really impressive. Chatting with their standard driver, he's been kind of told, hey, dude, don't do that during a match. Like, just calm down. They want to make sure they make it out of groups, right? They want to make sure they also don't break their robots in the middle of comp.
Oh, of course. You don't want that to happen.
You don't want that to happen.
No.
So I'm wondering, as we get into the knockout stages, will these riskier paths, like the ramp, be more popular because teams are willing to just
give it all.
Everything?
Yeah.
Or would they become less popular as teams get more and more nervous about tipping over a robot and throwing their last chance to be in the bracket?
I think it's just going to be less popular overall. Because it's like all of these robots are pretty fast. They can go around. They'll be okay, I'd say. And then it's just like...
They can't chase. No one's going to chase you, though.
Yeah, no one's going to chase into the...
You're right. They're fast. But what we're seeing right now is teams like Virginia Tech, teams like Colorado are able to maintain the central buff point with like their sentry.
Yes.
And so then their driven robots chase you back to base. And I'm wondering if, like, for example, if a UW standard is being chased, is saving 1 second, is saving 1.5 seconds worth it? And also, how much will VT be able to chase you? How much will see you? How much will UW be able to chase you if you're jumping off the ramp?
That's true. Jumping off the ramp, you really can't be chased, right? But what if your robot tips over, you know? What if you jumping down destroys your suspension and now you don't have a drivetrain? I feel like the risks are kind of like quite high, I'd say. But if anything, you know, if it's like that last bit, like last 10 seconds, where it's like you just need, not 10 seconds, maybe there's the last 30 seconds where you just need to get that, like, need to buy ammo. It might be more important. Maybe that's when you'll see these teams be a little bit more, like, willing to go into this, like, making riskier plays, right?
Yeah. We'll see. I hear you. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one to see if the eminence of knockouts and the eminence of like getting knocked out causes teams to be more aggressive or less aggressive.
That's true.
But on the field now, or at least around the field, we have Robo Grinder from Virginia Tech versus, I believe, is it Purdue, the Boiler Bots?
Yes, the Boiler Bots. I want to see.
Boiler Bots from Purdue.
Do you think we can get a closer look at these robots?
I can.
We can take a look. We can take a closer look.
Hold on. Watch this.
Zoom and enhance.
Zoomed in.
What do you see? What do you see, Preston? What is intriguing to you?
Inside of the Sentry, there's actually a small Virginia Tech team.
Oh, I see. You can see that far in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. And it's a whole squad of them.
Oh,
it's
I see.
14 members.
14.
Yes.
That's a lot of members.
And they're actually driving.
There's only 6. There's 6 inside.
There's 15 members. 15, excuse me. 15 tiny people inside of the Sentry from Virginia Tech driving it.
Yes.
And they have a really good coach. They actually recruited their coach from T1.
Oh.
Yeah.
From T1.
Yep.
Okay.
It's official.
It's official. Wow. Oh, there we go. We see blue team's robots right here.
The blue team is Purdue, the Boiler Bots.
Boiler Bots. There we go. There's their sentry as well. They have a little antenna on the sentry, a little camera, I believe that is.
Yeah, it should be a LiDAR.
Ooh, LiDAR.
Helping them build a virtual map of their environment. CU let me look at their mapped map. So at the end of their round, they can export like a log of what their robot built. And so it does map out the field. It shows all the walls that it saw during the map time.
That's
and
so sick.
it looks really clean.
The
The image they showed me is basically exactly a top-down view of this map.
That's beautiful.
So.
We can't. Is it possible for us to like get somebody to show us that?
Whoa, Onroid's going crazy in the chat. Let me see. 2026 people will be building for the drop more. Yeah, I sure hope so. I think it'll help the transition to RMUC as well. CU only has 4 little sentry gnomes. Yeah, that's why VT's so fast, bro.
Yeah,
it's like a pedal pub, you know? They're in there like
they're
15
just they're
of them
running.
just
Yeah.
Chat, I'm going to run some ads right now. If you want to dodge the ads, you know the drill. Twitch Prime or Tier 1 Prime sub.
Please subscribe.
All right, guys. I'm going to start a prediction as well. Who do you think is going to win, VT or Purdue?
I think VT also has a LiDAR on top, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, most of the teams with sentries are going to be using some combination of LiDAR and cameras to do their field navigation, their robot identification, their object detection, object avoidance.
They're really packing that. They know their sentry is going to need all of those rounds.
Yeah, well, their sentry has such good self-driving that I don't think it will ever come back to refill projectiles. I believe
Yeah,
I would
zip
bet
tied it closed, man.
Yeah, I bet that they fit all 750 plus projectiles in there, because that sentry's on a mission. It just zooms back and forth. This is the default background for Jetpack, which is the operating system that the NVIDIA Jetsons run, which is the brain behind the computer vision algorithms and the object detection and path planning algorithms that these sentries are using.
That's so cool. It looks like a hacker. Like the entire setup is so fire.
The little computers are really neat.
Very cool. Oh yeah, so yeah, camera plus LiDAR system. Oh, then multiple cameras looking at different angles as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these 4 cameras are cool because the robot doesn't have to scan as much.
Yes.
Most sentries are constantly spinning, meaning that they'll detect your robot when they get there. So when they turn around and they see you, then they'll fire projectiles at you. Whereas if you have a 360 all-knowing brain at the top of your bot, you could feasibly fire the robot like up to like probably a second or 2 before your opponent.
It's like having eyes at the back of your head, right?
And the sides.
And the sides.
Yeah.
And look at the little duck for support. That's an extra team member right there.
It is. This is the duck this is actually on the Virginia Tech side, but this duck has the logo of Purdue on it, I believe.
Oh.
Purdue, the host of our Midwest Conference.
I see.
That VT attends. Really grateful to Purdue for hosting that event. We helped stream it this year. If you weren't watching it, make sure you have hit the follow button and that you are ready. With 3 more seconds left to go in this prediction, let's see. Most people voting for Virginia Tech. Not a huge surprise there. Someone throwing 10 points on Purdue, hoping that they win it big.
Okay. I'm excited.
Got some crypto traders in the house.
It's that 1%. It's the 1%.
All right, chat, we've entered a small technical timeout.
Small technical timeout. I wonder which team took the technical timeout.
As our roaming cam exits the field.
Oh, it's a ref technical timeout.
No problem.
No worries.
Purdue in the blue, Virginia Tech in the red. A lot of team members here again. So one of the things I'm noticing, people are really starting to put some respect on Virginia Tech's name. RHIT in the crowd, University of Washington in the crowd. Which other shirts can I recognize from here? Teams starting to understand and I mean, not starting to, continuing to understand that they need to be watching these VT games. That way they know what they're up against. Some CU shirts also in the crowd. Yeah, all of those teams that I put in the who will win. Let me see where those poll results are. Let's check it out. All right, so we had
VT.
2 votes for VT, 2 votes for CU, a vote for RHIT, and a vote for UW. 0 votes for NUS.
What?
You know what? The number of votes is small enough that I'm not sure I'm willing to bet the house on it. But
yeah.
I also don't disagree. VT and CU are my favorites as well.
They do look very good right now. Everybody in the crowd, please wave to the stream.
Hey, say hi to Austin.
Say hi.
Your favorite roaming cam fella.
All right, I need the audience to be a little bit more excited for this game here. There we go.
I don't think a whole lot of those team members I'm seeing are super excited to watch VT's dominance again.
I can see the nervousness in everyone's eyes.
They're a little scared of that
Virginia
VT Sentry. You know, they should be. If that thing breaks through a wall, I'm not sure we'll be able to run fast enough. We're going to have like a Jurassic Park thing on our hands where they just, they keep this giant monster in the cage and we're all like, oh, that seems really fun. Let me go and watch
like
it
a
for
velociraptor.
entertainment.
Yeah. It's going to come out, get you.
It's going to turn invisible this round.
Oh, no. A new ability.
It's evolved.
It's evolved.
It's just going to hop its way through the fence and start taking out ankles.
It looks like the mouse buttons broke on the red pilot.
Someone's clicking really hard.
They're stressed.
The hero was jammed, and they really wanted it to be unjammed. Oh, man. Chat. Oh, day 2, RoboMaster RMNA 2025 San Diego. This is going great, honestly. So impressed with all the teams. Onroy giving his condolences for the poor Amazon Basics mouse.
See, we got the Red Bull sponsor. Now we got to get the gaming sponsors, like...
You mean like Red Bull Gaming?
Oh, yeah, Red Bull Gaming. I meant like get Red Bull to give us like a Logitech mouse or something,
Bro, Red Bull has given us an unlimited fridge of Red Bull. They'll be back tomorrow to restock it as our engineers that are pulling all-nighters have burned through 150 cans of Red Bull in less than 24 hours.
I'm disappointed. I thought it would be out faster,
Chat, that doesn't tell you how hard these engineers are working, how late they're staying up. I don't think I have a different metric that can.
I mean, we can see the results. Every robot is like better than when we first saw it.
Oh yeah, wait, can you spam the Purdue Ducks? If you have a sub, if you've got that tier 1 sub or that Twitch Prime sub, go ahead and throw a ducky in the chat. Purdue versus Virginia Tech.
There we go. We see some ducks in chat.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Hirio, thanks for the first time chat. Hey, you guys can always also tell us in chat what kind of other emotes do you want? We've got so many, frankly, from the Discord servers and the RoboMaster servers that exist, so many different emojis that I threw up the first 5 or 6 that I thought would be really clever. Or that you can vote with, right? So, for example, you could cheer for the red team or the blue team just by using the different RoboMaster logos, which is really neat. You have the red R and the blue R.
Yeah. Oh. So, Preston. Nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Oh, goodness, it is, Nikhil. San Diego. Hey, KevCC, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub.
Oh, say hi to the production team.
Hey, there's
that's
Char
me.
and Matt and Nikhil and me. Hey.
Wow.
We really appreciate those Twitch Prime subs. All of the money that we get through this channel goes to help this, for one, run the event, do the production, and also get the whole shebango going.
Yeah.
I mean, this takes, what are we looking at? Probably this year, like 30 to 75 volunteers the whole week.
It's a hard, it's very difficult to run this entire competition. Thank
Totally
you for all the, totally worth it. Thank you for all the volunteers who, stepped up to help make this a reality. Yeah, looking ahead. You know, there's
You know what? I will commit any appropriate. All right, we got to keep this family friendly. But any appropriate emote, you gift a sub and you send me an emote, I've promised to add it to the Twitch layout.
okay.
This is Christian, one of our most valued volunteers, MVP Christian Shinoshiro, boy genius.
Yes. Can we get some
Runs
Go Christian
pretty
in the
much
chat?
everything that has a screen, everything that has a keyboard. He set up all the driver PCs. He set up all the AV PCs. He set up all the referee PCs. Number one. You know who else is number one? Maybe Virginia Tech.
Maybe Virginia Tech.
Only time will tell.
There we go.
Seek the ultimate truth, Nikhil.
I will seek it. I want to know who wins.
3, 2, 1. Bring out the bots.
Let's go.
Oh, Purdue in the blue, not too shabby with their speed coming out of base, but the sentry for Virginia Tech,
Sentry
so
from Virginia
consistent.
Tech. They're finding. Will we get a first blood on that hero?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's the
AI.
sentry. The sentry takes down blue standard 3. Red standard 3 takes down blue hero 1. Virginia Tech 50 points in 30 seconds.
Wow. And they have control of center. It seems that the blue sentry has not come out
Hey,
of
look,
the
Purdue
zone.
firing over the curb, doing some damage to Red Hero 1. Really good strategy from Purdue. They know they can't meet VT in the middle, so opting to just fire from the base. Red Standard 3 pushing forward. This is one thing that the Autonomous Sentry is not going to be able to do.
There's another.
Red Standard 3 is able to fight through the healing of the base, take out Blue Hero 1. But as I was saying, VT's Sentry is not going to be able to change up a strategy on the fly. They're not quite there yet. It's not sentient. It's just really well programmed.
Yeah. I think they changed the way that their autonomous works for VT, because it used to be like on the outskirts of the zone, if I'm not wrong.
It's
now
like
it's inside.
panning back and forth between the two corners.
Okay.
And now Red Standard 3 continuing to keep the door very firmly closed on the Purdue side of the map, not allowing anyone to pass those Robomaster banners.
I like the strategy that VT is using here. The sentry's really taking control of the center, and then when one of their, human-powered robots has to
Purdue peeking the
go
corner
back.
again, immediately attacked by the combination that Red Sentry and a fire from the hero.
Oh, the red hero taking a little bit of damage.
VT Standard now hitting level 9, level 10 coming across,
Another
taking out that blue
destruction.
hero.
There we go. One more 10 points away from victory. VT has still control over the center.
Jet 408 throwing in some more ducks, trying his best to use the ducks to sway the outcome, but Virginia Tech, hey, good volley there from Purdue right at the end, dealing a significant amount of damage, but it will be Virginia Tech for round 1. All right, chat. So here's one of the two things I want to talk about. Virginia Tech did win. I mean, look at the damage. That's really impressive.
Crazy
Again,
damage.
around 30-ish damage average per projectile. That's really good accuracy. 4 enemy kills. Nikhil, I'm not sure if you or how many people at home, but the Sentry for Virginia Tech obviously playing very, very well. But the XP is shared between all bots of the same ammo type.
Yes.
So when that Sentry for Virginia Tech unleashes on the enemy team, it levels up the red standard for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Which is how it hit level 10 so fast.
Very fast.
The Sentry starts at level 10, so the fact that it is playing at a level of around a human, if not a little better sometimes, means that basically VT is going to have 2 level 10 standards extremely quickly.
Yeah. It's like running a double standard comp from that we saw last year again.
Yeah, with like an XP buff.
Yeah, with an XP buff,
Yeah.
which is a little overpowered when if everything plays correctly.
They're doing great. Virginia Tech really taking advantage of the fact that this starts as an engineering competition before it becomes an esport.
Yeah.
Their Sentry head and shoulders above the rest for sure. But Purdue honestly putting up a great fight versus VT.
It does.
I loved the strat that they had firing from the base. I kind of wish they had leaned on that a little bit more, tried to catch back up in levels from a safe position.
Yeah, maybe even the hero from there. It could be nice. But yeah, it seems that they were more comfortable at the end with the little volley that you said that they both shared. So if if we see that continued, we might be able to have more of a even, like, maybe Purdue could get some more victory points in this round.
Hey, Damian Duardo cheering for Virginia Tech, his alma mater. This is a great year to be cheering for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
VT looked really, really strong. Purdue looked quite good, though, especially in that last 10 seconds. If you go back and clip it, if you go back and look at it, they were, I believe, in a winning trade versus the red standard from Virginia Tech. It's difficult to find those with the Sentry providing so much cover.
They just need to continue that. Hopefully. It's hard,
Yeah.
but,
What's your strat? If you're Purdue, what do you do round 2, Nikhil?
Round 2. I don't know if we saw any hero projectiles from Purdue, but I'd say you send that hero in first, and then you just play around the hero.
Into the middle.
Yeah, I say you send in the hero.
Uh-huh.
And right behind the hero, we have our standard.
Yeah.
And then it's like a moving barrier almost, if that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in about 4 seconds after that hero goes down to the Sentry,
You
what's
try
the
your
play?
you try your best. You try your best at that
The
point.
level 1 hero's just so slow. I mean, even with super caps, a level 1 hero trying to physically dodge that Sentry is ridiculous. I mean, look at this thing.
Or
Absolute menace.
maybe even at this point we have what's it called? From blue side, we just have over that the standard just tries to keep on shooting over the barrier.
I love that. I think it's such a difficult. I think it's such a difficult round for Purdue. You've got to try something crazy.
Yeah.
I think you just stay in the base. You fire projectiles over the barrier. You just let them for the first minute. 60 points is not that much.
It's not.
Give them 60 points. Give them 1 minute.
You just keep on getting chip damage on that sentry.
Somebody needs to be watching the front door, because I think if you do that strategy, I think Virginia Tech will push with their human-driven bots.
Yes.
Their piloted bots will push closer to your base. Hey, there we go. Ooh la la. Cheering on Purdue, their alma mater.
Awesome.
Love to see the support in the chat for both of the teams.
Nice, nice. It looks like blue team has called a tech timeout.
Whoa.
They're really manhandling that hero. Maybe it's a jam. They're trying to unjam it.
Maybe. I mean, again, the heroes can be extremely influential. If you get 1 or 2 good hero shots, it'll level. 1 hit with a hero gets you from level 1 to level 2.
Yes.
You hit another one and get a kill, you'll move to like level 3, maybe level 4, depending on where you are time-wise, because you also grab passive XP.
True.
So just landing a few more hero shots does a lot.
And it can just turn the tide of a fight as well.
Vandy's asking about the schedule. So let me drop it one more time in the chat, and we'll talk about it for a second.
But yeah, so right now we have VT versus Purdue. Next up, we have NUS versus SFU. That's going to be, both of those teams are going to be at the top of their, groups. They're going to get out, but that's just going to be a seeding round. And it's going to be very interesting to watch because both of them are very good teams.
That's right.
I want to see some of these strategies that they come out with. Afterwards, we have U of A, which is Alberta, versus TAMU. This one is a little bit more interesting. Oh, there we go.
Well, it's our last match that's groups determining, for sure.
Yes.
So, Vanny, probably 15 minutes away, maybe 20 minutes away from that Texas A&M game, but don't go anywhere. NUS versus SFU is going to be wild. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots. I need to know the name of the Virginia Tech Sentry.
Ooh, zooming.
Oh my goodness, Purdue is to the zone first.
Oh my goodness.
It's not gonna, I mean, they didn't get into the zone, so they're not gonna get points for it, but they get cool points as their standard is absolutely
just
obliterated.
melted away.
And now the Sentry turns the Eye of Saruman to the blue hero and begins melting through the walls of the robot.
That gives VT a 40-point lead. No, a 60-point lead because they had control of the center as well. The Reds. Sorry.
Chat, somebody clip it. Char wants to know how many seconds was it for Purdue to get from their base to the middle. I think they beat Virginia Tech there. How fast did they get there with their human-driven bot? Super Caps
That was also
engaged.
with their hero, too. That was a fast
zooming.
hero. They heard us talk about how slow that hero was.
Yeah, they figured they could win something, and it was going to be our hearts.
Yes.
They absolutely flew.
They did win our hearts. It seems that the red, the blue, they're pushing the blue sentry, trying to get it to to somewhere at least.
Well, you know, perhaps it just needs to see that first tag, that first identification area in the field for some localization. But Purdue now dealing some chip damage to red hero 1. They're going to level up blue standard 3. The sentry for VT seems to be locked onto something in the wrong direction.
Something blue, maybe. Maybe someone wearing a blue shirt.
Oh, no. They drove a blue bot right in front of it, and the VT sentry did not respond.
Oh.
Virginia Tech showing a small, tiny, a minuscule amount of weakness.
Can Purdue abuse it?
No, it won't be enough for Purdue, but it is giving a shimmer of hope to CU, to RHIT, to UW in the crowd.
To NUS as well.
Yeah.
There might be light at the end of the tunnel. There you go, 161-0 in favor of VT. There we go, I think.
Virginia Tech 170-0. Still going to take it down, but Purdue putting up a good enough fight that we have seen. A bit of weakness. The sentry for Purdue moving by itself, navigating closer to the center of the map, still not firing projectiles, but a little bit of self-driving showing it.
Blue really needs to take advantage of the distraction that their sentry is causing and to try to just, yes!
Blue standard 3 leveling up as it comes in, fighting, getting a good trade again right at the end. Congratulations, Virginia Tech. And well played, Purdue. Chat going off. Really appreciate that from you guys. Take a look at those stats, and then I'll answer some of those questions in the chat. I think chat's also taken care of them. 330 17mm projectiles, 1,300 damage for Virginia Tech, 149 from Purdue, 320. So the accuracy wasn't quite there, but they were able to put up quite a fight. Not too bad from Purdue, able to hit a decent percentage of those shots. And like I mentioned, that sentry from VT stopped firing at enemy bots about halfway through round 2. Bit nervous. This is the wrong time for that sentry to start having issues.
This is the absolute worst time for that to happen.
I mean, frankly, the fear that it struck into the hearts, that mental impact is going to slip quite a bit from just showing weakness once.
Yes. But yeah, it looks like set chat. Someone's asking what Beyblading is. For those who don't know, Beyblading is basically when a robot rotates its chassis so that it's much harder to hit armor plates by other robots.
Yeah, that's achieved by using electronic slip rings that passes power and data through basically a bearing.
Yes.
There's like copper contacts on the inner and outer race of the bearings, fancy stuff that allows you to pass information and electricity between those two races so that the bottom section of the robot can spin indefinitely in one direction without having any sort of wires or tangling or breakage between the two sections of the bots.
Yeah, but to be honest, you don't technically need a slip ring. You know, you can just, you know, while it's Beyblading, you can't shoot. You also just spin in a circle with your robot.
But that's just spinning. Oh, chat, I love y'all. Y'all are having your own conversation over there, and I really appreciate it. I've been doing RoboMasters. I know I'm not as old as the people in chat, not all of them, but I'm getting fairly old for RoboMasters. And I'm feeling it a little bit. What was it? There was a phrase earlier today that someone said, pocket watch. Someone
pocket
said
watch?
this absolutely pocket watch. But I think they literally meant that it looked like the components of a watch.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
I
okay.
don't believe it was cool kid lingo.
Because I don't know that lingo, and I am a self-proclaimed, cool kid.
You are a cool kid, Nikhil.
Thank you, thank you.
You got any lingo for me? As someone that's definitely really far away from turning 30, what kind of lingo do you got?
Lingo.
Yeah.
Like fire. That's common.
Yeah. I'm
Fire
familiar.
is common.
Let me use each one. Hold on.
Okay.
Make sure I got them.
Yeah.
So, for example, for fire, I would say that Virginia Tech's century this year is fire.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, continue. What else? What else you got lingo-wise?
You can call it tough as well, It's
it's
tough.
tough back?
It's tough. Yeah.
When you say tough, are you saying it with Fs?
2 Fs.
2 Fs.
Tuff.
Tough.
Tough. Exactly. Chat knows tough.
Tough.
Tough. The goat,
Yeah, okay. The goats.
Goat's there.
Yeah.
Tough. What else? Like brain rot? Are you aware of brain rot?
I'm aware of brain rot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do I know aura? So
Aura.
I know a little bit of aura. I think that it's the same thing as vibe. Is there a difference between aura and vibe?
Kind of. Because aura is it's a generally positive thing. Vibe, it's it can be bad or good. You can have a bad vibe or a good vibe. But aura is just positive. It's
you
it's
can't
always
have
positive.
a negative aura?
No, you can lose aura. You can have a negative aura, but you can.
You just lose. It's
It's
like
like
heat,
points.
right?
It's like points.
It's like cold doesn't exist. It's just a lack of heat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have a negative aura. You just
start
lose
losing
positive aura.
Yeah, so an interaction could have negative aura, which loses.
Actually, Vanny, who is incoming freshman at A&M,
Oh,
so
I see.
self-proclaimed young person,
even younger than I am.
yeah, says you can have negative aura.
You can.
Actually.
I guess events can have negative aura. It's okay,
All right.
maybe aura is like a point system,
You know who has some really good aura? NUS and SFU.
Oh yeah.
These
have a
two
lot of
teams
aura.
are elite. This is gonna be a match that might rival the VTCU for matches of the day.
Yes.
Guys, remember
I'm
that you can clip it.
excited.
Gotta plug the stuff real quick. You need to subscribe. You need to follow all the things. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitch. Both of those are free. If you want to subscribe on Twitch, it's $5.99. You'll get ad-free viewing this week. In addition, you get access to a bunch of custom emotes and things. We're working on making some more content as well.
And then
If
you guys are
you
in
want
person.
a subscription on Twitch, but you don't want to pay $5, you can just clip stuff.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Really?
So, Robotics Esports, the separate channel that Shar and I run,
Yeah.
is donating one gifted sub every day
All right.
to the best clip from the day before.
Sweet.
So we watch those clips from the RoboMaster North America channel, and then we will gift a RoboMaster North America sub each day to those viewers so that they get free ad-free viewing. So Nikhil, if you want free subs for RoboMaster NA, you got to be clipping stuff.
I'm gonna start clipping stuff.
Sounds great.
What's your favorite clip so far? Did you guys already award it for yesterday or no?
You'll have to ask Shar. I don't
We have to
remember
ask
if he did this
Shar.
morning.
Okay,
We'll check.
okay.
We'll make sure it
take
gets
a
done
look.
before the end of the day.
Yeah.
My favorite clip. So I made a couple shorts.
Okay.
And I'm gonna count those.
All right.
I made a couple shorts. One
a
of
little
them.
biased, but
yeah,
okay.
a little biased. One of the shorts that I really liked was the University of British Columbia versus UT Austin game. It's the two heroes circling each other in the center, firing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of ships, wooden boats, pirate ships fighting.
Oh yeah, cannonballs.
So I also really liked I made a short about UCSD when their wheel fell off. I took a little video of it driving on just 3 wheels and labeled it as their lucky fin, Finding Nemo. Hey, chat, I'm complimented. Thanks for saying I remind you of your daughter. I'm sure they're really cool because you're really cool because you're here watching RoboMasters. So these are some really smart kids, Damien. Honestly, every kid that's in this competition is phenomenal. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of them. I've been in this competition now for 5 years in RMNA, 2 years before that. And these engineers are very, very impressive.
Yeah.
We have one of the 42mm projectiles here. on set. Probably because it bounced over here. Honestly, they've been landing
going
around
everywhere.
us, and I got a 17 on the floor.
Luckily, we haven't gotten hit yet.
In the
That
zone.
could change, though.
Hey, Tim, thanks for the Prime sub. We appreciate it. Friendly reminder, if you haven't used your Twitch Prime sub, it is the 26th of June. Please use it on RoboMaster North America, RoboMaster NA. It's free for you, won't cost you a dime if you have Amazon Prime. It will give this channel $2.50, and we will put that straight into the competition.
Yeah. And also, just a quick reminder for those who are in person, we have merch that you guys can buy.
Heck yeah, we do.
We have a shirt.
We got shirts.
We have stickers. Are we selling these stickers?
Yes.
Oh, this is perfect. Look at this. Very niche stickers. This is like a whose problem is it? Like whose fault is it sticker? Blame game. We play this a lot at any robotics team. And there's a carrot as well. Wait, what's the story behind the carrot?
It's the Carrot Man.
It's the Carrot Man.
He's like the official mascot of DJI RoboMasters.
Oh. Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I
Make
didn't know
sure
that.
if you can come in person, come in person. In addition to that merch, we have some free merch that we've been giving out throughout the day. There are some Carrot Man plushies, like big Carrot Men,
Okay.
that we'll probably be giving away on Saturday. It'll be awesome. Make sure you're here in person. Make sure you're checking out these things.
Yeah.
Chat. Persistent innovation together. I like that phrase. That's what I'm going to take away from the current conversation.
Persistent
NUS versus
innovation
SFU
together.
getting ready. Reminder that you can also watch 1v1. Also, you can watch 1v1 on YouTube, on our YouTube Live. I
Yes.
believe there's a game starting very soon.
Very
as
soon.
the chants have started, the cheers have started.
But yeah.
All right. So going through the rest of the schedule for today, NUS versus SFU, and then we will have TAMU versus University of Alberta, much awaited last match to determine who gets out of groups, and then the University of Washington versus RHIT, which will be a bit of a preview for what most people are predicting to be like a 2v2-3-4.
Yeah. While we wait, we can go over all the groups to see who's going to be coming out of the groups. So for Group A, it's going to be UW and RHIT coming out of their groups. So we're going to be seeing that. Then for Group B,
It'll be CU and VT.
Yes, CU and VT.
For Group C, it is NUS and SFU, the two teams we're about to watch right now.
Right now. So this match is just going to be dealing with the seeding. So who's going to be, I guess, I actually don't know how the seeding works, but we'll figure that out. And then for Group D, that is the match we're going to watch after. This one is not yet set. So currently TAMU is leading, but based on how this match goes, if it's a tie, I think it's between. If it's a tie, it's gonna be.
So if A&M loses,
yes.
what happens is if A&M loses to U of A will be win-win-win, which will give them more points. They will be at 8, I believe.
Yes.
Pushing them into first place for the group, and then
No, they'll be at 9.
yeah, excuse me, 9. Thank you. First for the group, and then Texas A&M and Poly Montreal will be tied, and we'll have to go to the tiebreaker rules, which goes and looks at the net victory points for each team over all of their rounds, and then total damage dealt. And then if it's a triple tie, it looks at total robot HP remaining. Chat, 1v1s right now is CU, Colorado, those buffs with their very, very strong standard. Hey, Polystar. Polystar #1 fan is their Twitch name.
I wonder if they're the #1 fan.
I think they are.
I think
Honestly,
they are.
that's some dedication.
Polystar has been doing really well. And there is a version of this, like the bracket, where Polystar will make it out of groups.
So I don't know how the tiebreaker numbers break down. I have not looked yet at the net victory points.
Yes.
But I think getting into that tiebreaker situation is actually the most likely scenario in my mind. I think Texas A&M versus the University of Alberta, they're pretty dang close. We got some chats shouting out for Aggies.
Awesome.
The past president of Polystar is Polystar #1 fan. Heck yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Guys, I know I say it all the time, but make sure you hit the follow button. Following on Twitch is free. It will help you know when the RoboMasters competitions go live, when we're making content about your teams. When you graduate, if you're on a team right now, or if you're friends or family, or you just found it and you think it's awesome, I want to make sure you stay connected to the RoboMasters community so that you can be like Polystar #1 fan. I mean, we've had so many previous team members on today. Colonel John, former member of Texas A&M. Mafia Princess, also from Texas A&M. Got some people in chat talking about First. Hey, a follow, thanks from Yosink.
Someone has a grandkid doing First.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shout out to Cletus. Thanks for the follow, Rhinify.
And chat, if you guys want to send the link out to your friends who might be interested in any type of esport or even just like robotics in general, this next match is definitely something that they should not miss. It would be a great thing to watch even for the first time.
Yeah, this one will be a good one.
Yeah.
Like if you're on a team and you're trying to send it to, I don't know, your boss, or maybe you're doing an internship right now, so you're not at competition, and you want to show them what the heck you've been watching on your phone all day when you're supposed to be working. This is the one.
This is the one. They'll be interested.
All right, chat. Let's switch on over to the field. We have robots hopping in there for NUS and SFU.
All right.
I'm going to make this prediction poll. This is going to be the one, Nikhil.
This is going to be the one. I think I'll take whatever chat says for this one. Oh, we forgot to
You're going to take chat. All right.
Yeah. All right, so we have, I forget who's blue. SFU is in blue, and then NUS is in red. So NUS is from Singapore, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
And SFU is from Canada.
Simon Fraser?
Yeah, Simon Fraser.
Simon Fraser University.
Awesome.
Chad, I'm going to run ads real quick as we get into the preparation period. That way you don't get hit by ads as we are in the match. If you want to skip ads, you can use a Twitch Prime sub or a Tier 1 sub. Hey, Dragon Masters OP, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. We're almost at 800 followers. Would love to hit that today. If you're hanging out, if you're watching it right now, make sure you mash that follow button. Get ready for SFU versus NUS. My personal opinion, if I had channel points to bet, I think I'd be putting them on NUS. Previous years, they've been my suspicion for like the team to take down UW, maybe to make that big upset.
The underdog.
The underdog for sure.
Yeah. No, but I think you're right. I feel like you're right. Because we did see it happen last year.
Yeah, we did. They had a practice match where they won against UW.
Yes.
They had a recalled match where they won a round against UW. This year, the Sentry for NUS has struggled a bit more. It hasn't looked as clean as like a CU or a VT, so I have my doubts about being able to make it all the way to the top. But SFU and NUS both getting really, really good.
Right, it seems that red team is exiting the field while blue is still trying to figure out maybe there's something wrong with the robot or just something.
39 seconds left to play. SFU Ascension Robotics on the right. Team Caliber from NUS on the left. Caliber already out of the field. It's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
SFU's robots looking good though too. 20 seconds left. Both of these teams, when the teams have cleared the field before the timer's up, that means to me, or it indicates to me, that their bots are at least functioning as anticipated.
Yes.
Right. So maybe they came into the match and they know their sentry's not going to fire or something.
Then yeah, there's no.
They're not going to try
spend
and write new code or retrain a model on the field. But
exactly.
this at least means that whatever they thought was going to be their current status is their current status.
Perfect. We're getting right into it. The hero robot fires 42mm projectiles.
It sure does.
It sure does.
3, 2, 1.
Bring on the bots.
NUS in the red, SFU Simon Fraser in the blue.
Oh, that NUS standard is so fast.
Yeah, the standard has been the staple of their team for all of their competitive years. They already have the blue hero down to half health. Red standard 3 now circling the zone. SFU starting to total up some victory points, though, and they're able to chunk the red standard down to half and force him to retreat.
Red standard's trying to take
SFU absolutely melting the NUS hero, and they take it out.
Destruction.
Oh, my goodness. SFU. I've got a guy in Cyan House who's going to be really happy with this performance so far.
Brilliant. SFU takes the lead with 60 points. They have control over the center.
SFU in a really strong position now. They've refilled their hero ammunition. They still have the center buff point, and they're full health, both bots.
NUS getting melted from the blue standard. Both of them level up.
NUS able to level up to level 2, but at the same time, SFU's at level 5, now level 6. The damage dealt stacking up, now level 7. They're going to chase down this kill. They're going for it. SFU following the hero, and they're able to take him down. Level 8 achieved.
Now it's 100, almost halfway there. SFU very close to the victory. 113 points to 0. They still have control over the center. It seems that NUS is unable to really apply pressure to blue right now. 300
gold to spend. I anticipate the NUS standard needs to get on that RFID panel. There we go. Healing purchases a lot of projectiles. He's going to have to contend in a strong level disadvantage fight. The hero takes a shot from NUS. It just misses. One hero shot could really help turn the tide in this 1v1.
Oh, the googly eyes.
SFU falling very low. Look at the health bars at the top of your screen. Both of them falling low. SFU now out of projectiles, getting chased out by the NUS standard.
But they're just unable to finish the fight. 90 health left on the blue robot.
All of that damage will help NUS level up. Level 10 coming across for the blue standard. Needs to return to base to buy projectiles. Tempo will be in favor of NUS. They need to contend with a level 2 hero. It's scary, but as the hero misses the first projectile and the second projectile, this should be in favor of NUS. The third, the fourth. One of the hero projectiles hits, but only counts as a 17mm. As Red Standard 3 engages with this blue hero, he needs to melt him down. He needs to get this blue hero down before the blue standard arrives. But another hero shot hits and lands as a hero projectile. 100% damage down.
Can Red land another hero projectile? It looks like the blue standard is focusing on the red hero.
Yeah, the
about
blue
to melt
getting
it,
back.
and that will be a victory.
Somehow that round was so close, and yet a 200-0 victory point lead for SFU.
It's just that initial control of that point.
Ruby Dexico, thank you for the follow. Let me check out the stats with y'all. 1,500 damage from 454 17mm projectiles from SFU. I mean, the damage from NUS was great. 710 damage from just 20 hero shots and 170 17mm is really efficient.
Very accurate. But it seems that NUS is known for their standard having an insane fire rate. I don't know if we saw that here. If there's a mistake with that, or if it's just like just an unfortunate match.
Yeah, I think NUS, once that level lead was there, obviously they're playing from that back foot, playing from behind. I want to take a peek at the predictions. It was strongly in favor of NUS. Someone is in risk of losing a lot of channel points as SFU takes round 1.
What happens in a tie, Preston?
I just give everyone their channel points back.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what? That makes sense.
All right, round 2, 2 minutes in the preparation period. SFU versus NUS. Reminder, both these teams will be proceeding to the knockout bracket. Just seeding what they're playing for now. NUS looked good, but SFU, I mean, they got that early lead and they never moved off the point. It reminds me of the UT game, the UT TAMU game.
Yeah.
Where the fighting is happening from one team's corner to the center. And neither team is really winning a lot more, but just by nature of the fact that one team is sitting on the objective while they're fighting, they're passively getting ahead.
Those passive points really matter a lot, especially if you're not getting any like destructions, which is unfortunate. Or which is nice.
Got some shout outs in chat to Davis and Eli.
Shout out. Yeah. What can we expect in this next round? I think for this next round, we're going to have a little bit more aggressive on Red's side. Because it was
more aggressive.
Way more aggressive, because they need to get that point first. Because what we saw was the hero sacrificed itself. Like, it didn't, on the blue side, it didn't purchase anything. It just went to the beginning. Like, it just went to the central point to capture it. And that caused them to start getting their passive points. So I think that's what's going to happen on Red. I feel like they're just going to like book it. At least one of the robots is just going to book it to the center. They need that control.
I think I'm going to see, I would expect a less aggressive round 2.
Really?
Yeah, I think the early level advantage that NUS gave up is really what made it such a difficult game to come back in. I'm not so worried about the first 45, 50 seconds worth of passive victory points if it means that I stay really, really close in levels.
That makes sense. The moment you get a robot destruction, that really puts you at a disadvantage because at that point you just get snowballed.
Yeah, I think when you get into a fight, you really need to know. You need to know you're going to win it. 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots. SFU winning round 1 in the blue. NUS trying to come back and bring it to a tie.
Who will get there first? Seems that blue just barely got it. Will they be able to melt down that hero?
Oh my goodness.
They need to melt that hero down.
Yeah, if you can finish off this kill, it would be a big deal.
Almost.
SFU.
Like 5 more HP. If they just bump into them. They just bump into
their
them.
hero. Can't bump into it, Nikhil. As NUS Caliber able to finish off the kill. Doing a little bit orbital maneuver around blue standard 3 now with the level lead.
Double kill.
Gets a double kill onto the SFU standard. That standard, I mean, looked great in round 1, but it had a strong level advantage, which now belongs to NUS.
This is the NUS standard that I expected in the first round. Just being very, very destructive.
NUS not super concerned with the central buff point, instead going to chase these eliminations. They take a hit from the blue hero. SFU's hero, really well-aimed shot. Hero now taking some damage. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, that is the perspective of the red standard.
It looks like Red is just staying on their capture point, controlling the center, even though their infantry only has 3 rounds left.
Yeah.
They need to go back to, as I say that, they're going back to get more points.
You were right. They could have min-maxed a little bit there with their cycle time. But because their hero is successfully able to fire projectiles, they can kind of force the enemy team back. You see SFU trying to peek the corner, immediately being met by some hero projectiles.
Ooh, can this red
They land one onto the blue standard, now down to half health as blue standard 3, but continuing to chew through red hero 1. Red standard 3 shows up as backup, takes down the standard.
Oh.
Can he save his partner?
I think he saves it. He saves the red hero.
Kill.
Red standard 3 comes in, saves his boy, the hero. Red hero 1 gets out. And red standard 3 makes in with the double kill.
Looks like SFU still has control over the center. Oh, actually, no team has control of the center right now. There's no passive points to any team. They need to go control that. Destruction.
Yeah, this red standard now level 10, an absolute menace on the match.
NUS is winning 170 to 32. So this I think we're seeing a tie game here.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. It definitely leans that way. I mean, the standard, you can see standard versus standard, but it's a level 5 versus a level 10. Now half health is blue standard 3. Probably similar damage, but red standard just has so much more HP in the tank.
Yeah, one more destruction will cause
174 projectiles left for that blue standard, though 0 left for NUS. SFU can push forward. They need to be aggressive right now. They need
some destructions right now. They need to destroy that red hero.
2 minutes left to go. There's still plenty of time. 52 projectiles, 196
to 52.
Blue hero must go back to the base.
They cannot get destroyed here, and they cannot have...
This is tough. Both robots very, very low. NUS really just needs to sit, get one destruction, and it will be NUS for round 2.
200 to 64. That was a close game as well. That was just as close as the first round, I would say. You know, Preston, I just assumed, like, when I asked you for a tie, like what would happen in a tie, I didn't actually think it would happen, but I guess that's exactly what happened. And as you can see, the damage-wise, kind of relatively even, right? So 1,200 on the red team, and then 855, so nearly 900 on the blue team. So I think that's much closer in damage that we see on than other games. But the real kicker is the 5 enemy kills on blue. So not blue. 5 enemy kills by red team here. NUS really took that advantage early on just to destroy. As we said, levels matter a lot. And I think that's the difference that we see here. Just because of the higher level, they're able to snowball that into that victory. Yeah.
All right, chat. SFU, NUS splitting it 1-1. You'll all get your channel points back, and we will be rolling into Texas A&M versus the University of Alberta. They are going to have some nuance there about the higher seed for the brackets because they straight up tied with their win-win-win
tie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that win-win-win tie, they both are going to have the exact same points, so it has to go into a point differential, as we talked about the tiebreaker. So we believe that because of the victory point differential, SFU is going to have is going to be a little bit of a higher seed compared to NUS when going into the knockouts.
All right, guys. I just finished sending all my messages out in the Texas A&M Discords.
Cool,
Texas
cool,
A&M
cool.
versus the University of Alberta. Now is the time. Now is the time. This is the match. This is the round that decides if A&M even has a chance of getting out of groups. They have to do well. They have to do well right now. Can we take one more look at Group D? Can we look at Group D in the challenge if that's still up?
This match will affect the top 3 teams in this group.
Yeah. All right. So Texas A&M currently win, tie, win. Polystar Montreal is win, tie, win, loss. University of Alberta is win, win, loss. So there's 2 situations here. Well, I guess 3.
3.
If A&M wins, A&M will be win-win-win tie, meaning they will be the first higher seed from the group.
Yes. And then Polystar would be second.
Polystar will be win-win tie, and so they will be second.
Yes.
If A&M loses, they will tie with Polystar for second seed, and will go to a tiebreaker statistics.
Between them, yes. And then U of A will be first and then pass through.
If Texas A&M and U of A tie, A&M will be win-win tie.
Yes.
Which will put them above Polystar Montreal.
But
University of Artemis will be win-win loss tie, which will put them in a tie with Polystar, as we'll have to go to the tie-breaking statistics.
So we're going to have a lot of tiebreakers depending on how this goes, except if TAMU just wins. Then there will not be any tiebreaker.
Shark Bait, thanks for the follow. Nylara, thanks for being the 800th follower of Robomaster North America.
Do we have our roaming cam? I want the chat to see the amount of people that are like anticipating this match right now.
Yeah, we'll get a
I need a crowd shot.
We'll get a crowd shot for the end, probably the middle of round 1 or round 2. So, chat, we've explained the bracket a couple times. Make sure everyone understands, but this is the deciding match. This is the deciding round for Group D. It's also the second to last match of the night.
Yes.
After Texas A&M versus the University of Alberta, we will watch the much-awaited, in my eyes, University of Washington versus Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology.
Please, sentries. I need the sentries to work.
Nikhil has his faith in this UW Sentry.
I have so much faith in my UW. I know the team.
You're on the team.
I'm on the. I know. Yeah. That's why I have so much faith in that Sentry, and I hope it works. I'm getting thumbs up from the Sentry team.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs up from the UW Sentry team.
Perfect.
Texas A&M. So they looked good. They looked like 2024 Texas A&M in their previous match. They had a working standard. They had a working hero. The standard worked a little more than the hero did. The Sentry didn't really work at all. Hey, thanks so much for the compliments on the shirt. Me and Shar did like a Hawaiian shirt thing this morning. It is RoboMaster San Diego. It's also a fun little part of the after show stuff that we're doing today.
Oh, yeah.
So we might be streaming Salty Sweets. Shar and I are going to go a little over the top with it. Spoiler alert, but we've brought some like red and blue suit coats.
Okay.
Going to do some like boxer announcing stuff for the red team and the blue team.
Wait, that's going to be fire.
Yeah, we're working on it. So we wore some button-ups today so that we could represent. So
I like that you're going all out. That's very cool.
Putting in some effort this year on the content. Okay, hey, don't hate on Nikhil's garb. This
is official.
Yeah, I'm actually the one that had these made this year, so yeah. I love them with my whole heart. I got a blue one and a black one in the dryer right now at the house. The event's been going for several days. These are our red bins. This is where we keep our stuff.
Oh, we just dropped something.
This is another red bin. This is where they keep the projectiles.
Yes, and this is the crowd.
Oh, I need to do the.
Everybody, say the crowd. Please wave to the chat right now. Make some noise. They might hear you. Oh yes. If you guys think TAMU's gonna win, make some noise for TAMU. That's loud.
If you think the University of Alberta is gonna win, let's hear ya.
All right. And if you guys like RoboMaster, please make some noise.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, chat. You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to decide if you want to bet your channel points on Texas A&M or the University of Alberta. Looking at the TAMU bots now, they have 2 standards, which helped them in their earlier match. It's what led them to a tie. They had an RFID module issue. I heard from UW that it might be TAMU's RFID modules are a little higher than they should be. I've heard from TAMU alumni chat that perhaps there's some electromagnetic interference with their RFID module. We do get guidance from DJI about what you should mount those to and how far from motors those should be mounted. I did not make a tie option. If it's a tie, no one wins. No one wins in a tie.
No one wins in a tie.
I mean, you know, somebody will win in this tie. But. Chat, I'm going to throw you to an ad. If you want to dodge the ads, you can use a Twitch Prime sub or Tier 1 sub. We'll see you in a minute. Still love you, though. All right, guys, we're looking at some Yibo posters here on the referee desk and Peter himself. Hello. If you love Peter, let's hear ya. Yeah. Some cheers for Peter. Chat, loving the support from the in-person crowd.
And we see a little droppings from our robots.
Okay, so it's funny. The pun is the droppings bit, right? Chat, Nikhil, explain the robot poop for us.
Sometimes our robots will drop random things while they're, fighting and duking it out, and then we pick them up.
Yeah, we got to pick them up.
We have to pick them up.
Our volunteer crews do a great job of making sure all those nuts and bolts that sometimes come off the robots in these intense and very physical competitions are removed from the field so that they don't jam robots' wheels or interfere other matches.
Yeah, and also official from RoboMaster Live. So for our Group C seeding, SFU will go ahead of NUS for Seed 1, and the difference is only 31 points. 1,089 points for SFU, and then 1,058 points for NUS. So it's very close game. They're it makes sense. They tied, They they have very equivalently matched robots.
Chat, this is what it's all about. Second to last match of the night, Texas A&M versus the University of Alberta. The whole group was Texas teams and Canadian teams. The final match to decide the Group D knockouts. Will Texas A&M make it through for the 4th year in a row with struggles in the group stage? Will University of Alberta make it so that they keep TAMU out of the knockouts for the first time pretty much ever, I believe, in the history of Texas A&M's RoboMasters team? So much on the line. You can see now the team's getting ready. They've got their hands on the bottoms of the robots, ready to pick them up to carry them on in, led by Elizabeth, current president of Texas A&M's team's former just renowned driver and standard pilot.
Awesome.
TAMU going to field a standard and a hero. Again, still not fielding that sentry. That's what we expected, though. These two bots were enough to lead them to victory in their earlier matches and earlier rounds.
Let's see if it does that again.
Watching the setup period.
I love how the teams are just like a well-oiled machine. They know exactly what to do. You know, it's like it feels like an F1 pit crew almost.
It does. It sure does. You know, that is something that some of these top 2 teams will start to practice, especially if you're going to China and you're going to be prepping 7 bots.
Yeah, you need to practice that.
On the University of Alberta side, in the red, you can see the hero and the standard lining up as well. I believe this will be a 2 versus 2 confrontation.
Ooh.
Both teams deciding not to field sentries.
It looks like they're trying to determine the like RFID if it's scanning or not on the right side, or like on the blue side here.
Devoidicus, thanks for the follow. Predictions-wise, chat bet 8,000 channel points on Texas A&M and 500 on the University of Alberta. A lot of A&M fans in the chat.
A lot of A&M fans.
Cheese Slayer here requiring more cubes. If you guys want to see the robots acquire physical cubes, we will be running an engineering challenge this year. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube and following the Twitch so you'll see those VODs when they go up. I believe we'll be recording all of those engineering challenges.
Awesome. Okay, so teams are exiting the field with a minute remaining.
That's great. We want to see these teams compete at their very best. 2 standards, 2 heroes in the cage. I'm pumped if all 4 of these bots are working.
Yes. That is a box.
Yeah. Taking a look at the bonus standard from Texas A&M.
What a cool logo Texas A&M has.
You just made so many A&M alums so happy by loving that logo.
It's a nice logo.
I'm so glad. They've got the Texas A&M, they've got the Texas Aimbots logo on there. They've got the Texas flag. They say when you look at the Texas flag on the robot, you need to imagine that it's been mounted to a flagpole and the wind is blowing it in the opposite direction that you set it up. That's correct.
Okay. That's how I'll imagine it.
Damon, a great way to get people into robotics is to help them watch robotics.
Yeah, send them to the stream right now.
Building these robots takes like a year. So but we got 3,
2, 1.
Bring out the bots. Texas A&M in the blue, University of Alberta in the red. A&M able to purchase projectiles, so is UAlberta. Slightly different spread of 17 and 42 millimeter projectiles. The hero for UAlberta, really aggressive positioning. Texas A&M firing a few shots. There we go. Chewing through the hero of UAlberta.
Oh.
University of Alberta firing back with their standard. Chip damage going across from both sides. The hero for Texas A&M landing a shot, leveling up to level 2, firing another near miss.
Red hero is in very low health.
Blue standard for Texas A&M now leveling up. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. If you want to beat A&M, you need to strike early. Texas A&M scales. When their standard moves up in levels, their driver skill is fairly unmatched. Texas A&M knows this. They're chasing that XP. They're chasing those robots back to base. They don't care if the robots are going to survive. They don't care if the robots are going to heal in the zone.
They just need that XP.
They need the XP.
They need the XP. There we go. Texas A&M going back to refill on ammunition. And some chip damage going out on the blue hero.
Barrel overheat now. Oh my goodness. You can hear golf balls landing, perhaps from the University of Alberta. It was now level 2 for that hero. You can see the chunked health from Texas A&M's hero. University of Alberta currently with possession of that central point, gaining one victory point per second.
Another hero shot lands on the blue standard.
Very evenly matched team standards in confrontation now. Blue standard 3 taking a trade below half health, bringing down the red standard though to the last quarter of health, last fifth of health. Can they land the last 3 or 4 shots? It will. Blue standard 3 takes out the red standard. Texas A&M, a commanding lead 81-25, but more notably, level 7 to level 2 is the standard XP gap.
Blue retakes control of the central point, now 100-25, 95-25 points.
Texas A&M not only needs to win, well, I mean, they would love to win, but if they get into a tie situation, they need to make sure that they have a lot of victory points.
A lot of difference in victory points,
yes.
Right?
So they need to keep the University of Alberta out of this central buff point, out of this capture point, and Texas A&M standard absolutely melting the hero now. They've made the grave error. They've given 10 levels over to this Texas A&M standard.
Double kill for Blue.
Former champions of the 1v1 standard confrontation, continuing to push the hero not to be left out. Texas A&M now level 3.
Triple kill. 32.
Texas A&M so aggressive on the red side of the map. They will take round 1 in a commanding fashion. Nikhil, that looked great from Texas A&M.
That was amazing.
I'm so excited for them. I'm hoping that they can keep this performance up in round 2, and then perhaps they will have 12 hours to work on the sentry. When they get to knockouts, they need that sentry to be viable. In my opinion, 2 bots is not going to get you past 6th this year.
No.
But for 2 bots, A&M, again, with a fantastic standard. Their hero also getting several shots in that hit robots 4 enemy kills to 0. Really well played by Texas A&M. The University of Alberta did really nice at the beginning of their match. But like I said, you've got to be careful. It's hard to be careful, though, when A&M's just so aggressive. They chased all the way back to base at, like, level 2.
Yeah. They just really needed that kill.
Yeah, A&M understands their gameplay. Their robots work best at those tuned high power limits.
Yes. A&M
standard has great accuracy when it's firing at max speed, when it's allowed to fire at a huge rate of fire. University of Alberta's robots here, they looked good. They were able to fire. They didn't seem to have any large mechanical mishaps or problems.
They just need to, continue playing.
Sharkbait saying he needs to make sure he closes the hopper. It is motorized, so it's going to be a pilot thing, right? But there's probably, unless they have a heads-up display that gives them verbal feedback or text feedback.
They would not be able to do it.
Yeah, they can't see it.
They can't see it.
What do you think about this, Nikhil? Little arm, little 360 camera, third-person view.
Isn't that what?
For your drivers.
Oh, I feel like that could work. I feel like maybe it might be a little bit too disorienting, though. Is that not what the hero has?
No, it doesn't.
Is that? Oh, that's just a GoPro recording.
It's just a GoPro recording.
Okay.
It is going to be awesome looking footage, but that's just a small GoPro session. The hero from Texas A&M looking really clean, honestly. I love the angular design of the head. The standard, as always, looking great. That hopper is massive. It's one of the things that I noticed has changed in the last couple of years. That hopper has started protruding farther and farther in front of that rotation point. Chat, y'all are so kind. Thank you for the compliments on my shirt. I actually don't know where it's from. I got it from Brandon when he outgrew it with his massive shoulders. Brandon, the former aerial lead and Sentry teammate on Texas A&M RoboMasters on leadership. He was in the chat earlier today. All right. Getting ready for round 2. 23 seconds left to go. Using this as a photo opportunity. Love it. The confidence from Texas A&M. University of Alberta's got to shake it up. Remember that one of the crazy scenarios is if they tie. So if Texas A&M ties, we will still be in a tiebreaker to get out of groups.
Yes. There we go. Game is starting.
Round 2, everything on the line. Golden 3605. Thank you for the follow. A&M's fate in their own hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bring on the bots.
There we go. Texas A&M getting out of that supply zone very quickly, not seeming like they're having a lot of RFID issues anymore.
Race to the center. There
This
melting
trade
away.
is not going the way that the University of Alberta wants. As now level 2 come across for Texas A&M. Absolutely melting red standard 3. Level 1, 5 health remaining. And Texas A&M gets first blood. A&M's standard now focusing their attention onto the hero of the University of Alberta. University of Alberta's hero circling A&M, notably not firing any projectiles. This could be bad for A&M, Nikhil.
This could be.
Their start looked really strong. There we go. Now launching more projectiles.
They just have to lock on, you know. Maybe they're waiting for barrel.
Could have been barrel heat. They may have barrel overheated as they chew through
Destroyed.
Red Hero 1. Oh, man. Level 5 standard. You've done it now.
But U of Alberta actually has control of the point right now.
That's true, and each one of those points is important. But Texas A&M standard runs the map. Level 7 coming across.
They're just trying to destroy that hero before it gets into that. There we go. It's 100 to 24
Triple
points.
kill! Aced!
Texas A&M with an ace.
Oh my goodness.
Their standard returning for more projectiles. This is the standard we're used to seeing from Texas A&M. Former 1v1 champion. Definitely the highlight of their team for the last couple of years. Going back out to base. The hero doing a good job of holding that capture point, allowing them to gain more passive income.
The blue standard just melting the health away from that hero.
Blue
now
standard
160.
3 trying to set a record for the number of individual kills. The KDA is going to be wild.
190 to 24 points, 10 more seconds for the fate of the match.
A&M emoting on them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. 2 seconds left to go, and Texas A&M will take round 2.
That will put them nicely into, that will take them directly out of groups. And then with them, I think that's Montreal as well.
That knocks the University of Alberta out of the competition. They will not proceed to the knockout stage. It will be Texas A&M's aimbots and Montreal Poly Star proceeding into the top 8. Absolutely wild. Chat, can we get some W's in chat for Texas A&M?
Insane
If you were here rooting for University of Alberta, can we get some F's in chat? Poly Star also W's in chat for y'all. Goodness.
Also makes it.
Choosing the outcome, 94% of your channel points were correct.
All right,
Texas
all right.
A&M has done it again.
They've
made it out of groups. They look good now. They look fine.
good. They look good.
You asked me yesterday, and I say they don't make it out of groups. You ask me now, and I say, probably fighting in the 5th, 6th range. I think you can get to 5th place with no sentry.
Wait, I think if they work on their sentry for the next 12 hours, I think they got it. They got it.
If they roll in with a sentry that works,
yes,
tomorrow morning, first off the bat, I think they're in the conversation for like third.
Third,
They
fourth.
would need an incredible amount of Sentry progress to be able to compete with like a CU or a VT.
Yeah.
But if the Sentry can just, move to the corner, not necessarily to the center. The self-driving is tough. If it can move to the corner and then just fire projectiles.
Like over the barrier.
Exactly, or
Yeah.
over the barrier.
Yeah.
Then I think they're in the conversation for third, fourth, competing with things like RHIT, maybe NUS.
Or ARU dub, as you
ARU dub.
as you were saying. But yeah.
Speaking of ARU dub, we are diving into our last match of official 3v3s tonight. It is the University of Washington
Versus RHIT.
versus RHIT. Much awaited.
Much awaited. I'm excited. I'm actually very nervous, to be fully honest.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Did I already do the prediction? I think I did. I'm so scattered. John, I'm trying to believe. A&M, I believe. If y'all can fix the Sentry tonight, let's see it go all the way. With 2 bots, I think they'll have a solid run in knockouts anyway, which is great. The team will enjoy it. It'll be a lot of fun. They'll end up, in kind of that 4, 5, 6 region.
And if they play well, they could get really high. There can be many upsets, but they could get through even with just 2 bots.
It could.
They could.
It sure could.
I have hope.
RHIT versus UW. RHIT's Sentry has actually been performing at a higher level this year than UW, which is surprising. Not a sentence I thought I'd say this year.
There were many issues with the ARU dub Sentry this year at least.
You did get a thumbs up, though.
I got a thumbs up just now, like 5 minutes ago from...
Let's see if we can get another thumbs up.
Can we get another thumbs up?
Thumbs up confirmed.
Yes, another thumbs up.
That was 3 thumbs up.
3 thumbs up.
From 2 individuals.
Yes.
Less impressive than 3 thumbs up from 1 individual. But still, a lot of thumbs up.
A lot of thumbs up.
Chat, look, RHIT, in my opinion, just the vibe, the aura that I get.
Yeah, the aura.
Thank you. The aura is that RHIT's hero and standard are outclassed a little bit, but that their Sentry is frankly outclassing. They also have built strategy. All right. So RHIT has the giraffe, the elegant gooseneck, the tall tower hero. It's like twice as tall as every other robot on the field. It allows them to fire from really, really far. This will be RHIT versus the University of Washington. Reminder that UW and RHIT are both at 3 wins. So whichever of these teams wins in this match will be the top seed. If they tie, it will actually go the way of RHIT because of victory point totals.
So RHIT is actually leading Group A because they're tied in wins, and they're also ahead but in victory points by about 100. So technically RHIT is winning right now.
Yeah, but that's like only if they tie this next one and by
round.
exactly enough, like so that doesn't change. Yeah, because there's going to be a switch in points, So like if UW won by 200, but then RHIT only won by 20, then the difference would move. So I don't want to say that.
Okay.
Like technically,
very
sure,
close.
RHIT is ahead, but not too much to put stock in. They both just won all of their games.
Yes.
UW has a tendency to play with their food a lot in groups, so I'm not surprised that UW doesn't have a huge point differential going into this match.
Of course. Yeah. Let's see if they did cook on that Sentry on both sides.
All right, Chad, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. We are about to switch over to that roaming camera and take a peek at the University of Washington and RHIT. That's Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology.
Yes.
These are 2 teams with storied past. So obviously UW, 4-time champions, back-to-back, all-time, undefeated RMNA champions. Just pillar of the community as well. I mean, I know Shar already talked a lot about the work that they do within the community to help these teams. They've been helping NYU. They've been giving, they're willing to look at your robots and help you out, chat with you about it. They have things like Taproot and such, code bases that they provide to teams for help. RHIT, one of the most social and likable teams. Like they're just willing to chat with you as well, just about whatever though. Doesn't have to be about robots.
Yeah, and have you seen their vests?
Their vests are awesome. They're decorated. They got stickers and beads and
so
glitter.
cool.
It's awesome.
And they're very supportive. They're very nice to talk to.
They sure are.
Yeah.
But not only are they super nice people, they've also been on the up and up. So year 1, they were part of a conglomerate team. And then year 2, RHIT had some struggle bus. There was a year they weren't allowed to compete. There was a year that their tiny wheels had a hard time making it over the bump, and they got stuck in base a lot.
Yes.
But here we are from the early starts of level 1, level 2 kind of tier 2 teams to now being in the conversation for top 3, top 2.
Yeah, they're in the big leagues now.
Let's see. Hey, if you guys have specific people from teams you want us to shout out, let us know. If you've got friends or family from UW, friends and family from RHIT, we'd love to give them a shout out on the loudspeakers here. Let them know that y'all are watching at home. Maybe put some added pressure. I've seen more posters from Brian. This has got to be, surely is Brian, I say this as someone that also spent my time in grad school in RoboMaster, so I was in there forever. Is Brian graduating soon? Because I've seen proposal posters for Brian for a few years at least.
He's a junior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was just a great team member from very early on.
Yeah.
A lot of support from very early.
He's right there.
Oh, hi, Brian.
Marry me, Brian, is what some of the posters say.
Oh, Group D went to Texas A&M. So in synopsis, Group D will be Texas A&M and Poly Star. Chat. Yeah, we've got Ethan and RHIT. Some chats from Mr. Harden. The groups are all decided. Can we show the stats list?
Yes,
yeah,
we
can go back to the challenge here in a minute. We'll switch on over to that. We'll go through each group. Well, wins and losses, I'm going to drop the challenge in here for you.
Yeah.
So we get a shout out for Ben, the hero of the A&M captain. So you can go to this website and peruse all the statistics. Well, let me drop 2 links for you. Number 1, there you go. There's the challenge. And then you can also go to robomaster.live. And you should be able to use that to look at all of these very specific statistics for our region. Here you go.
They want to see a screenshot.
Yeah. We'll throw the challenge up. It'll be here in a second. But there's some links for you guys so that you can peruse at your own interest levels into the statistics of the groups. Start looking at the brackets and the knockout eliminations that you're excited to see. But for us, we've got one more round of groups before we dive into those.
All right.
Here we go.
The teams are ready to get onto the map.
Yep. So here's the overall stats. We've got RHIT leading, followed by UW, then UCSD, then PSU, then NYU. Those are your top 5 teams, 5 points at the moment. And then you had CUVT getting out of Group B.
And then for Group C, we have SFU and NUS getting out of Group C.
Dang, look at that. Those 10 points each, extremely close all the way down the line of stats. And then Group D, Texas A&M somehow coming out as the top seed of Group D, even with their early troubles, followed by Poly Star Montreal.
Crazy comeback for TAMU.
We got some cheers for Aiden and Tim.
Ooh, let's go.
Whoa, is this the actual brother of Tim? Nope, Tim doesn't have a brother. This is a different Tim.
Oh, there's
Tim.
Tim. Man, that's
hey.
Tim. And that's Aiden.
All right. Let's take a peek at these bots. Getting ready to come onto the field. The University of Washington will be in the red. Let me throw up your prediction, chat. I'm so excited. We've got some cheers coming out for RHIT as well.
And there we have a look at the Sentry. This Sentry needs to perform, and there we go. Teams are entering the field.
Chat, you've got 2 minutes to make your prediction, to use your channel points.
Now teams have about 3 minutes here to set their robots up.
This should be a full 3v3. We've been seeing a lot of 2v2s today, a lot of 2v2s of late, but as we get closer and closer to the knockout bracket, I expect to see 6 functional bots all day tomorrow.
Yeah, and something unique about these air UW bots is those flaps that you see. We haven't really seen them on other robots, really. And here we have the RHIT.
Look at that hero. It's basically as tall as a person.
Yeah, basically as tall as me, to be honest.
This is their double-barreled sentry at the front of the pack. A really good indication from a team that they're expecting it to move and fight fully autonomously.
Yes.
That hero's height allows it to do a lot of things. Obviously, you can see over the curb. Most robots can. It can also see over those half walls. It's also just very disorienting.
It's very disorienting.
Like, you come up to a robot and you can't see the barrel. You can't see if it's aiming at you.
Yeah.
You can't see which direction it's looking.
You don't know anything about it, except that it's there.
I mean, heck, your brain might just assume that it's part of the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, coming back onto the Air UW side. They're running through their flashcards.
Let's go, Greg. We got some chance for Greg in the chat.
We have a shout out for Sumaid as well.
And Shinmei. So many shout outs on the chat. I love having y'all here. Thank you for being here. Let's go, Greg. The sentry for the University of Washington at the front of their setup period, at the front of their the resupply zone, prepped and ready to move.
People, say hi to the chat, everybody. Make some noise. There's no noise. Yes, make some noise, everyone.
All right, lock in.
Just about 30 seconds left in the setup time. Everybody's still
2 members still looking at the sentry. Does that make you feel more or less confident, Nikhil?
No, they're really, they're really fixing it up. I feel confident.
15 seconds left to go. They're gonna have to get out of there really soon.
That's the backup.
Those last 10 seconds, as AR UW's members pour out of the field. RHIT in the blue, AR UW in the red. I mean, this is still just groups. Both of these teams make it out no matter what, but a lot of expectation. If RHIT can take a round off of UW, it will be the first round that they have officially lost in years.
Ugh. The tension is high.
3, 2, 1. Bring on the boss. RHIT sentry moving quickly. Ooh. So is the University of Washington sentry. All 6 bots will surely meet in the middle. Wait, I forgot. One of the bots doesn't have to go to the middle. RHIT's hero already launching projectiles across, but their standard is falling a little bit low, taking a bad trade. The sentry for the University of Washington perhaps firing 2 projectiles, maybe just dribbling. But the blue standard falling very low, taken out by red standard 3, the University of Washington.
University of Washington now
Look at the
takes
University.
control.
The sentry from RHIT chipping away at the red hero. That is going to share XP with the blue infantry. Look at this. Anytime UW tries to get into the central capture zone, RHIT's sentry chunk through their bots. RHIT can play more defensively. They can play a little more cautiously around that sentry, or they can take this opportunity to take control of the central capture zone. Looks like they're choosing perhaps the more
RHIT hero trying
the
to make a
safer
little
path,
peek,
but
it
the
gets
red standard from the University of Washington.
red standard destroys the sentry.
Yeah, they're leveling the playing field now by taking out the sentry of RHIT. Now it's a 2 versus 2, and like I said at the beginning of the match, in a 2 versus 2, UW has this all day. The sentry comes back online, dumping its magazine towards those UW standard and hero, doing a chunk of damage, but almost out of projectiles.
UW still has control over the center right now, just trying to bait out all of the sentry bullets at this point.
Look at this crazy view. This is from the hero. That's why it looks like you're flying.
It's so tall. It's not the drone.
RHIT in control of the central buff point, but level 5 to level 10 for those standards. This is going to be really, really difficult. They need to land a hero shot. as the red standard from the University of Washington comes, chunks of half of the health away from the hero now, about half of the way through that standard health as well.
They need to get the destruction on this.
They've run out of projectiles. It's now just the red hero. The hero for the University of Washington, not known for being their strongest bot. They missed the first 2 shots in a row. They land a third.
They get hit by the giraffe.
The giraffe lands a shot, hero to hero.
That's
leveling
long
up.
distance too.
RHIT coming back, 53 to 94, but now UW taking control of the central point. The hero lands 2 shots and they take it down. RHIT takes out the hero from the University of Washington, the giraffe to be feared.
Oh, it's close. It's 100 to 80 points right now.
Uh-oh, the blue standard from RHIT does not look happy. It's not moving, it's not spinning, it's not launching projectiles. No one is? Is there a ceasefire? Is there a friendly agreement?
Is there a friendly agreement?
I mean, I wouldn't even be shocked with a friendly agreement, frankly. We're in the cockpit at the moment. RHIT gaining points so close.
So close. It's 110 to 100 points right now.
55 projectiles in the hopper for RHIT makes me think their standard is out. Red standard 3 from the University of Washington.
There we
pushes
go.
forward,
Red
and they will
standard.
take the kill.
Double
They'll get a
kill.
double kill. Will they move on to the century? They will for the
Triple
triple kill.
175 to
Aced.
100 points. Red standard aces the team. Now they just need to pick off more.
Yeah, this should be easy pickets for the University of Washington. RHIT's standard went AWOL. I'm not sure. I can't say offline because it is still inline on the game.
But just not moving.
Yeah, I wasn't able to move, wasn't able to shoot.
That is a red victory to ARUW. That was a very close match until the very end there.
That was a really close match until that RHIT standard stopped functioning.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the statistics, it doesn't look super close by the end, but it was effectively a 2v1 for the last minute of the game and for a quadra kill, right? Most of this damage coming from those last 4 kills. RHIT firing a lot more projectiles by nature of the fact that their sentry was just unleashing projectiles until it ran out.
Their sentry was working so well.
It worked very well. It hit a lot of projectiles. It stayed in a very safe spot.
It did exactly what it needed to do.
That was such a good match that I'm not even convinced that round 2 immediately goes to UW.
I'm not convinced either.
If RHIT's standard stayed online that whole time, after their hero got a couple kills, I think RHIT had a chance to bring that back. It was like 95 points to 110 victory points, extremely close in the mid game.
It's so close. They just needed to play a little bit. I think they just needed to protect that sentry a little bit more.
I think they just needed the standard to stay online.
Yeah. Standard stay online.
I mean,
protect
I'm not
that
saying
sentry.
it was a definite win if their robot had stayed connected and controllable.
It would have been a lot closer.
Yes. I wonder if we can get Matt. Can you chase down for me? I'm wondering what happened to that RHIT standard. Don't bug anyone on RHIT about it. Just if any of the referees know, because it looked fine. We were in the driver cam of it, and I thought it looked fine.
All right.
All right, chat, get ready for round 2. University of Washington versus Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. UW took round 1 in a very, very close round.
Let's see if RHIT can bring the heat.
55 seconds left. It can be tempting to spend your technical timeouts, but with both of these teams blocked for making it out of groups, I don't think it's worth it.
It's not.
You just let this play out however it's going to play. Yeah, because it didn't move either. Yeah. All right. Getting some word that they had some patches, some chassis power limiting issues at the same time as a projectile jam.
So they can't even bump into walls to unlock
Yeah.
on jam. Marry me, Brian.
They do have those.
Poster.
They do have those tiny wheels, so the bumpy terrain is quite difficult.
That's true. Carve a different life. Turn your dreams into plans. Some inspiration for this next round.
4,
3, 2,
2,
1.
Round start. Bring out the bots. The infantry for RHIT doing the smart move, only buying 10 projectiles, is now the sentry for RHIT going in, dealing a lot of damage. Can it
Center.
finish off the hero? It switches targets.
It switches targets. Can the standard
Oh my
destroy
word.
the...
I mean, the sentry just absolutely annihilated.
Oh.
Look at the infantry now for RHIT level 5.
First blood.
Oh,
Oh,
module
no.
offline for...
A sentry module offline for RHIT. It had done so well. It got their standard level 5.
Oh, it's back on.
Nah, might be a great thing. Depends on which module went offline. Hopefully it stays online. But as I can see the health ticking down, I'm worried that that has a loose or a disconnected module. Blue Standard 3 engaged in the combat now in the center, but it's a 1v2. Blue
Red,
Standard 3, Red
Red
Standard 3
Heroes at
trading
half
back and
health.
forth. Look at these flappers.
No deaths yet.
Yeah, RHIT, very high level bots early in the game because of that experience points gained by their sentry. Unfortunately, that sentry death did give XP over to UW, even though it was a rest system module. Look at the health fall on the blue hero. Red Standard 3 comes
Melted
in,
away.
absolutely melting. A hero shot lands for the University of Washington against RHIT. Blue Standard 3 falling now to about 1/3 HP. 22 to 54, though. The University of Washington in the lead, but just slightly as Red Standard 3 is taken out. Excuse me, Blue Standard 3 is taken out. Turn their attention perhaps to the sentry, but they will not as they're out of projectiles. Out of gold as well. Both teams waiting for the 2 seconds. Gold will drop, and projectiles are purchasable once again. RHIT will have a short second here. The AI, the sentry was ejected from the game.
Giving some points to...
Blue Standard 3 now level 10 for RHIT, but at this point they've lost their big advantage against UW, which was their sentry, and they'll get taken out.
UW taking out the giraffe for a double kill.
Aced.
And now it is that 2v2 that you were talking about.
Yeah, it is a 2v2. That's standard hero versus standard hero.
Standard is just looking for more kills that it can have.
Got a nice little notification that said jammed, but I'm not sure that's true. Red Standard 3 continues rampage.
Only 10 points left for red victory.
Look at the damage, though, coming out of RHIT. It won't be enough, but it was impressive. The University of Washington takes the match.
GG's.
Man, Nikhil, I don't think I learned anything from that match. I think I feel the same way that I felt at the beginning. I think if with a ref module going offline for RHIT, I mean, robot reliability is part of the competition, right? So I mean, it is. And UW, one of the things they excel at is having a standard and a hero that are extremely reliable. However, that match did not show me that UW can consistently take down RHIT. It shows me that if RHIT has an unfortunate issue, UW wins. If their standard goes offline or their sentry goes offline, UW doesn't lose a 2v2 against RHIT, which I feel like I already knew.
Which makes sense.
A 3v2, though, was very competitive. UW
Very
has good
close.
enough bots that they don't automatically lose that numbers disadvantage.
True. But... And what we learned about the sentry is that the sentry still... They're moving, but it's not shooting yet. We haven't seen any projectiles fired from those sentries.
I'm nervous for UW. I think that was honestly a little disrespectful of them to use that sentry in that manner against RHIT. It worked out just fine. But if you play that way against a team who can beat you in the mid-game skirmish, now your sentry is going to be fully exposed and not defending itself.
Yeah. It's like that could happen to Air UW as well. Like if a better team takes control of center first, they would be able to destroy that sentry, especially because it doesn't fire back.
Congratulations to the University of Washington. Very well played. They were able to take advantage of both of those opportunities given to them by RHIT. It's RHIT's job not to provide those opportunities, and it's UW's job to capitalize them if they appear. So well played by the University of Washington. But again, for like predictions for tomorrow, third place, fourth place, I learned nothing.
I learned nothing. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
All right, chat. That was the last match of the 3v3 official group stage. Yeah. We are probably doing Salty Sweets after a chunk of time, and that will be
after dinner. After 7 p.m.
on the rep channel. So Robotics Esports on like 7 p.m. local time, so in about 2 hours. You can go to twitch.tv/Robotics Esports and check out the Salty Sweets. That'll be some of our teams that aren't making it out of groups battling each other in different crazy combos and just for funsies. We'll get a little bit wild with it. They're not sanctioned matches, so they will not be on the official channel. They are not DJI like legit. They're just going to be for funsies.
It's just going to be for fun. It's going to be cool. I think we're going to have some really cool combos. We talked about having different different combinations of teams, right? Different robots from different teams coming together to, have a cool showdown, which I think is going to be pretty cool. I think there we go. We dropped the link in chat, so please take a look at that.
2 hours. Go eat your dinner.
Yeah, go eat your dinner.
Or do whatever makes
I'm gonna
sense
eat my
in
dinner
your
as
time
well.
zone. And then we'll be back.
Yeah, and then in the meanwhile, also check out 1v1s, which is what's it called?
Yeah,
live
1v1s
on YouTube
is
right now.
Still grinding.
I think they have a few more matches. By a few, I think they have a lot more matches.
Yep, go check it out. I'll drop the link right now in the chat. You need to go to that link and then click on the 1v1 YouTube stream.
And then in 2 hours, come back for this. What do we call it? Sweet and
Salty Sweets.
Salty Sweets.
Bye.